Hello and happy Tuesday. I'm going to work on balancing battles, bosses, and possibly items on this morning's stream. Yep. So where did we leave off yesterday? I gotta balance costs and things. I gotta do some, I don't know, man, there's a lot to figure out here. I put the tiniest amount of balancing into the Phoenix. We need, what, 3 other bosses that I gotta look through? And we gotta figure out like how much treasure you should have for those bosses. I wonder, oh man, I don't know. I don't know how best to do this. Some part of me thinks that I should just play this again and see what happens. Tamao, thanks for the resub. Happy 3 months. What a nice way to start the stream. You know what I should probably do is I should work from that Enchantress save file. Yeah. This is right before I fought the Enchantress on my first time playing through this. So let's load this up. So I should be at the Enchantress battle. Yeah. And I think I can just send all 4 in. Yeah. Now, if I really want to communicate that you're not actually hitting the Enchantress, I would put the summons just at the corners. But I think having a battle of 8 of these is actually pretty interesting. I also like the idea that you could beat this fight fast enough that you don't summon 8 shadows. Yeah. Anyway, this is going to end pretty soon. I should probably start a stopwatch. Start. And let's write this down. Doing a run from the Enchantress. Wait, what does it say? What does it say? What does it say? Enchanted or final victim. Okay. Starting the stopwatch mid-battle. But yeah, it's a win. So now we are able to hire more adventurers and we're able to build everything? No, not everything. Hey, Phil. So now if we were to try to fight in the crypt, I think we would lose. But a player doesn't know this, and they might try this. Hey, Dozy Burrito. Yeah, is all. Let's sell that. I need some items. Should probably hire another adventurer. Oh, I made them cheaper. That's right. Yeah, so they're gonna lose, I think. I need to level them up once or twice. Yeah. All right, let's send them back to the volcano then. Hey, Zedatics. Good morning. And we don't have another adventurer. I kind of want to hire one. Can we get the fishing pond? We can. I think getting the next 2 adventurers for cheap would actually be pretty decent. Adventurer cost. Like 250, then maybe 350. So what is this? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. We might as well just put in the 10th one, cost 1,000. Whatever. Well rested, yeah, I'm feeling pretty good. I was pretty well rested yesterday too, just after sleeping in late. Did I get items? I did. All right, well, we might as well just sell these things like this. I must have just gotten another worker. All right, so we will get the fishing pond and actually also probably the enchanter. And then turn that on. And maybe you can get, oh, I can't afford anything. Yeah, I can't afford anything. And I don't have any items. This is probably what regular players will run into as well. They'll still be building up their town and everything. I think it'll still be fun. Did I end up getting garbage time this one? I did. So this skeleton is going to bring this to the slime, which is fine. And then this is going to run out. Yep. We need more mana, though. And we can hopefully cast this again. Good. And I think it's okay if it slows down a little bit as you're playing the game. With the pacing. Hey, Makusa. And yeah, happy Tuesday to you, too. I want to still do some balance testing, but I need to figure out like where are the pain points right now. So I need 190 sludge. We have the fishing pond. I should probably spend some money to level this up. Yeah. I want money. So let's get some potions going toward selling for right now. And I guess I could cast this spell for faux potions. And yeah, actually that'd be a good idea. Hey Kevin, hey Chef Halton. Howdy, howdy, howdy. Yeah, so I want to save 200 for this, and I want to get, you know, let's raise the archer. Yeah, level up. Okay, now we're getting some decent loot. Which means I can sell another one of these potions. That'll be for the future. Good. We could probably use some more weapon stands. Good, 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 good. Alright, now we're making some money. In fact, we should upgrade the town a little bit. I think this is what I had done on my last run, too. Yeah, just do like a little economy focus for a bit. And cast this whenever I can. Nice. So that'll give us all the crops. It'll give us some fish. We'll have overflow fish eggs. Although I guess this means that we're wasting. Yeah, I should probably get the max fish upgrade. Yeah, we're wasting a lot now. Come on, come on, come on. No. There. Alright, max fish. So now we have 5. And it's still dumping in more potions. Nice. Oh, I should manage this myself now, huh? Alright, making good money. Still getting some crops. Probably be nice to have one more worker, too. Let's send them to the fishing pond for a sec. Because we need 90 sludge. I probably should have upgraded one of these things. But yeah, we need 90 sludge. And we'll get, I think, almost all of it. I think there was like 6 fish. Yeah, the smaller battle map size I think is pretty important here too. I'm seeing that play out. I'm testing all the little assumptions that I made throughout this. Seeing what works and what doesn't. Okay, so now we can level up an adventure again. Let's pick the rogue. And at some point we'll be able to fight in the next location. So now we should get some potions out of this. Good. Yeah, I think we need a perk for... Need a perk for faux potions. Potency. Although, do we? I don't know. It's already pretty good for the farm. Maybe not. I'm not sure. Hey, Joss. How goes it? Yeah, I need to fix this bug with auto-battling. Where is that? Yeah, this is not what I expect. I wonder when that bug got introduced. Like I must have done it in the last couple weeks. So we have a decent amount of money now. Let's do that and that. Good. And drop these over here. Sell a couple of those. All right, what am I doing with the money? I guess we're getting one more customer. Maybe a couple. This would probably be pretty good too. In fact, let's get one more of that. For fishing, I want to get spicy cooking. Yep. That'll give me some more wisdom sludge. And now I think we can try the next location. Can they beat this? I only have 2 level 5s. And I don't recall... Yeah, they're doing pretty well. I think the issue here is if you ever do hire more adventurers and you want to raise them up, you just don't have a lot of sludge production. But I guess you do get enough money where you could just, yeah, you could pump it into the production you do have. So this should probably be fine. Actually, we should probably hire another adventurer pretty soon. But yeah, now we're running out of storage slots for these things. I should probably buy those. Yeah, so I think it's like focus on economy for a little bit right now. That's what we'll do. I'll turn this on. And we need 100 gold for the potion displays. Yeah, they have... We need more customers. That's it. And we don't even have really any armor stuff. Turn this off for a second. Bring it over there. Good. Get more of that. Alright, so now we're almost at max fish. Yeah, I need to hire another adventurer. And I need more customers and stuff. Alright, so let's send him into the fishing pond. I should maybe let them go into the fishing pond wounded. Okay, nice. You're making money. So I said more customers, I think. Yeah, I think it's pretty easy. Alright, they're done there. Now we send them back to the crypt. Turn on auto battle. Okay, we can level up another adventurer. We should probably just wait for 350, but I don't think that's what a player would do, so I'm going to play like how a new player would play. We can get a new quest too. I don't really think we should. Well, I think a new player would. How much do I try to replicate what new players would do? Oops. Oh man, I messed up. Messed up the timing on that. I guess we can try the next boss. Yeah, I'll do that next. Alright, they'll drop these off here. Good. Bring any other potions over here. Start harvesting the farm. Yeah. Is this going to still last? 3 seconds? 2? 1? Oh my god, I think that actually did double the loot. Great. Okay, let's try fighting the slime. You can only have 2 adventurers, and I don't recall what we even settled on for this. Like, who was good to be able to beat this? Oh yeah, it's anti-healing now. When this is playing out at 1x speed, it is less exciting. Makes me wonder if I should shorten the battle. Alright, well, this is a loss. Let's try with the rogue. What's the level? Level 6. Okay, so you're not really supposed to be able to beat this now. I'll try another couple times, and I guess we'll send other adventurers into, like, here. I don't have a gauge for whether they'd be able to beat this. I think these are going to lose. Yeah, I think they're going to lose. Okay, so then I should try Rogue and Witch Doctor, and then I should just level them up. Rogue and Witch Doctor. Over here. And then we'll send the other 2 over to here. Get us some items. Keep that on. Doesn't matter. I don't think they'll be able to win. I think we need to get them to level 6. Yeah, but they are doing better. And I think this was the winning combination last time. They got the boss down to about half-life, but now they're going to die, I think. Yeah, they're doing better than I'd expect, but yeah, that's it. Okay. All right, well, that was fun. Let's go back to the regular battle over here. Just gotta wait for this one to finish. Nice. Okay, so that is properly level 6. So what should I get? Well, we need items in our town. Yeah, I'll get this. Oh, you know what? And we'll also get this. There, 50% chance to double items. It did not double them. That's okay. I'll manually stock these. And these. Yeah, I guess as we're having another adventure to fill in some of the gaps here would be good. And this is probably what a new player would do too. I am going to hire someone. Who do we get? Let's get the spirit caller. I just need to sell a little bit there. All right, now I have the Spirit Caller. Let's send them to the forest. This is very new player-esque over here. Just get as many small blue potions as they can. And I'll sell one of these manually. We can upgrade another adventurer. So if I want to, let's try the mage and the archer. I don't think they'll be able to win. I think players will kind of get stuck here for a little bit. And maybe that's okay. This is where I have to play test with other people. Oh, what am I doing? We gotta send them to the fishing pond. Yeah, I'll do that right after this. Okay, turn that off. Go to the fishing pond. Alright, yeah. Nice. And then just let some stuff happen. I can't afford this. So now that's enough for me to get the archer up a level. Let's go for that. This wasn't enough time for them to get through all of the potions and stuff. Oops. That was not smart. I just wanted them to harvest the farm for me. Look at them go. Nice. All right, let's turn that off now and go back to this place. So we're still getting some small blue potions. Those will go into the fishing pond and everything. I think that's fine. I think we could use another worker, and we can't really hire an adventurer to do it. It almost makes me wonder if the adventurers should cost as much as they do. We do need a gold sink to exist somewhere. I don't know if the adventurers should be it, though. I think they should. They also act as workers. Not that anyone ever does that. I should get rid of these just like that. There we go. Yeah, we need more customers first. 450? Okay. Yeah. We'll get there pretty fast. We're at 422. 444 and 450. Great, perfect. So that'll bring 2 more customers into town. There they are. So I still have not been able to... How long has it been? It's been 15 minutes. I still haven't been able to tackle the next boss. So that's pretty good that there's at least some amount of time in between these. However, it is a lot of time for you to get very powerful. Which makes me wonder... Well, sorry, get a lot of town perks. Which makes me wonder how many more perks will you have after all this is done. We should turn this off now. Or send this into the fishing pond or something. They'll probably be really bad, though. I'd have to level them up a bit. I guess let's do that a little. Maybe 3 levels. And then do that, and then send them into the fishing pond. And even if they're terrible, whatever. I'll still do something. Yeah, this is off. Okay, so they're getting a lot of items now. And I can't get rid of all the items. Let's make customers move faster. I'll turn that on. Yeah, they're barely killing fish. I'll put one more in here. Yeah, this is gonna be the problem now. We just won't have enough throughput. And I can't really level up easily to get to level 6. We can send more characters in to do battle there. Probably would need that to happen. Yeah, if I do this, and then I take you out of the battle, and then dump all these things in here. Oh no, oh no, oh no, come on. There. Alright, they're ripping through the fish. We can do that and that. Nice, 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 nice. I should probably actually get a farm upgrade, yeah. Alright, this will give me enough to level... Oh, I guess both of these up to level 6. Yeah, this does feel like a pretty big barrier in the game, that you can't beat the slime boss until now. And there's no like obvious set of strategies you should try, so people will probably just end up getting a ton of money here. Like if I try... What was I going to try to level up? These two, basically. And it shouldn't work that you just have any party you can use. So to some extent, I want this friction to exist. Yeah, they're going to die again. Yeah, they're definitely going to die. And I don't think one more level is going to make this party that much better. Oh, they're killing the little slimes pretty quickly, at least. Alright, so let's send them here, too. We'll have a couple of those battles going on. And we're actually getting armor now, which we can go sell. I'll do that. We'll sell some regular potions. Love watching them get crops. It's so satisfying. Alright, level up the mage. Get burn? No, get this. And maybe get 15% chance versus an extra 10%, 3 seconds, or 15%, 5 seconds. I think it's actually better to get inspiration. I'm not sure about that. Yeah. Alright, yeah, we're getting too much loot now. Okay, so I guess go try them in the boss battle again. I'm not really confident they'll be able to win. And I think if a player experienced it, they'd be frustrated, and getting one more level up for them costs, what, a prohibitive amount? Yeah, 400 sludge. I think this is maybe the difficulty here. The feedback loop is telling you, hey, this party isn't working, so you want to try a different one. But you can't try a different one without them being a high enough level. And if you didn't coincidentally level up the right ones, then what do you do here? I guess you just stick around getting stomped by the boss. So yeah, maybe at some point you're like, okay, let's try the Witch Doctor and the Mage, even though they're not leveled up. This is... We probably should tone down the boss a bit then, huh? Or we just expect them to have, like, fully leveled up their characters at this point. They'll just get stuck here. Yeah, no strategy I'm doing here is working. And I don't know how many people are going to come in here and fiddle with things. Like, I could change this a bit and maybe get some things to work. Like reset this and go with that. And they might do better. They're actually not doing poorly. And there is some amount of experimentation you're supposed to do here, but I think you have to find that the Witch Doctor is good and you have so many more characters to look through. Yeah, that was closer. Let's try one more time. And I'm going to send the other characters into this battle. Yeah. Because it's been 20 minutes. That's not too bad. And each boss should probably take at least 20 minutes from now on. So yeah, I guess it kind of has to be this way. We'll do this. We'll get our crops on the farm very slowly. I know I have a ton of money. I want to see what's going on in this battle. Still not going great. Mage is great though. Okay, so we just need to level up the Witch Doctor. Alright, let's put this on hold for a bit. Send them into here. And go start selling some stuff. Even just cloaks. I kind of want to get the quick move menu. I should also just get item stacking at this point, because I saved up for so much. Yeah. So slime is 2 here. And we can stack these things. Okay. How many fish do we have? 6? Oh, we're getting a lot of items now. I just need sludge. We can level that up. Now that's max. Wonder if we should have another higher level of some of these perks. Should probably have higher levels of some of the farming perks. Maybe there's one saying seeds cost 3x but give 2x the sludge. Just to make a potion sink in the game. Hey, Pretzel, how you doing? We're at 6 here still. Oh, this is off. I should turn that on. And then I should probably send a couple of these into the fishing pond so we don't lose that. Yeah, nice. Alright, so that'll give us enough sludge to level up the Witch Doctor. Doing good. About to go work. In or out, though? I guess you'll never know. The ladder. Oh, I see. Yeah, I would have figured the latter. I was like, of course you're going to go out. I know what you mean. I hope you have a good workout. Good workout indoors. Yeah, we're doing balance testing right now, and that means we actually need to play this like a regular player would play it, which is much slower than what I normally do, I guess. Advanced use of the human language. I speak human. Nice. Okay, so we have enough money to level up the Witch Doctor. I want to try another battle here. We're level 6 and 5. Is that good enough to beat this? Probably not. So far, so good. Yeah. I don't know why a zombie bit one of those slimes. Should have only had 50 life. Bites the thing. Oh, it bites the thing with the highest percent life. Okay. Well, the poison actually kills him pretty well. This is going a lot better. Yeah. I feel like there's a hard block here on having your characters be level 6. Like, this just tests that you leveled up enough. And I can't say I like that. I'm not going to say Xyletics. I know what you're doing. You shall not fool me. Hey, April. Oh, nice. I got harvesting efficiency. Okay, so what do we need to level up again? 350? That's actually not that far away. In fact, if we send these over to here, we can probably get that, like, now-ish. There. Yep, in fact, that should be enough, I think. Or just barely not enough. But very, very close. Come on, come on. All right, we got it. Level up. And now I think we can win. Now I think this will be a piece of cake. So here we go. Boss battle again. So what's going to happen is they'll summon their slimes, and then when we kill those slimes, we'll get 5 more zombies on our side. Zombie Legion is probably overpowered. Yes, I think it's overpowered. And now I think we're going to trivially easily win. Yep. Okay. Well, whatever. We did it. All right, so that took 25 minutes. 25 minutes to beat the slime from the Enchantress. And yeah, Zombie Legion is OP. Super OP. That's some ideas brewing. Please stop the ideas from brewing. That's incredibly bad. Let me go work out. All right, have a good workout. Maybe you'll get me next time. But probably not. So now this is the old Inferno fight. This was meant to be level 8. So basically, you'd beat the boss, you'd spend forever beating the boss, and you wouldn't be able to unlock a new location to fight in because it's too strong for you. We might win this anyway, just because the Witch Doctor's overpowered, I think. But they should not be able to win. And they'll probably die in phase 3. Yeah, the Rogue's about to die. Yep. And the Archer died, and now the Mage will die, and now the Witch Doctor will die. So yeah. So that turns out, okay, you can't do this, and you end up going back to the last location and fighting here anyway. I guess you're doing it much faster now. And ideally, you will have unlocked item stacking. Did I write where you should get that? I said beating the Phoenix. I think maybe it should be beating the last slime. I don't know. We have a lot of money, though. Yeah, this is the issue. Oh, man. I don't know how we're going to balance all this stuff. All right, let's just start dumping our money into these things. Yeah, like we can afford a lot. A lot. Which means there's less of a reason for you to even want money. And it's after beating the slime that you feel this way. After beating the slime, money stops mattering as much. Maybe that's when you should get the treasure room. Isn't for balancing with equations, that helps to be a good starting point. I've thought about this, but I want to do this based on feel, because if something feels slow, then it doesn't matter if the spreadsheet said that it was good. Like, we'd still have work to do. Oh, nice. Okay, yeah, we're getting a ton of money. Yeah, I guess this is when you get the treasure room, and you just start getting treasure chests. But then this has to carry you through the rest of the game. And we don't even have enough money to afford a treasure chest. The treasure room should probably come with one. Treasure room should probably come with a treasure chest, so that it does something as soon as you buy it. Or the first one should be free. The treasure spirit should tell you about buying the key grinder if you don't have it. It can be a conditional line of dialogue. I mean, I can buy this, but I'm not actually getting armor items. Oh man, I don't know what I'm doing. All right, I guess let's go. Let's change this party around. Yeah, let's get a bunch of things here. Costs too much gold. Oh, I don't even need this space. All right, I'm gonna send those characters in so that the archer can fish. There, let them kill everything. They don't have any defensive abilities, right? No, they should be pretty good at fishing. All right, which will open us up for fighting these, and then I'll hire a new adventurer. I guess the money will still do something. I wanna, well, that's too bad. Wait, I'm fighting in the volcano? Okay, sure, whatever. Turn this on. That is a lot of money. Yeah. Yeah, everything's moving pretty smoothly in the town. Let's level up the rogue. Give them crit. They're winning this fight in 13 seconds. I need 500 gold for a treasure chest. And we haven't gotten a single key yet. Oh, man. Alright. As I know, the archers there are doing nothing. Let's sell some of these things. No, not garbage time. Key grinder. I got one key. And I think the tooltip is wrong. It says opens a chest 20 seconds sooner. But I think it's a minute sooner. Yeah. The tooltips for the keys are wrong in story mode. They say they'll open chests 20 seconds or 1 minute sooner. But it's really 1 minute or 3 minutes. Oh, a golden key. Mage and archer. I think you can only get items for characters you have. In which case, this is kind of overpowered. All right, I need to get some money. Let's just focus on getting some money then. All right, let's not even sell these things. And let's get entropic magic, which is super powerful. And send the archer into, I don't know, there. Can they beat this on their own? Probably not. No, they can. Yeah, this game has a big balance problem. Oh, hey, we got another golden key. Yeah, we're only getting these for characters we have. I think this means just like stop hiring new characters, which is not a good thing. Archer's about to lose. Yeah. So they win some of the time. We could maybe level them up. They cost 400 though. I don't have 400. Wave 2. Beat it. Beat it. Nice. It didn't do anything for them, but at least they won. All right, now I have a ton of money. I can use it to buy... Oh man, these upgrades need to probably be more expensive. I need one more key. Hey, Xtaurus. I don't even know if I realized you streamed, but thank you for the raid. What do you stream? I'm guessing some kind of software and game dev. Let me take a look at your stream. Icarus. Have I seen this? I don't think so. Feel free to share a link, by the way, if you want to. I'm pulling up in part of your VOD to see what kind of game it is. It's 3D. It looks like it's maybe a survival game. Yeah. Anyway, it's going well. How's everyone doing? We're working on Skeleseller here. I'm trying to do some balance testing. So we're actually like playing the game, which I'm kind of torn. Like the game mechanics are working fine, but I'm at a point in the game where we can't beat the newest location that I'm at, these waterways. So I'm kind of just grinding here, and I'm not sure that it's the best thing for the game. All right, let's do this. And hey, Dereal. Fun survival crafting, highly recommend it. Is it playable now? I do try to pay attention to what other games people are making. And actually, on that note, whoops, well, I won't share this right now, but I should write myself a note to talk about it later. Yeah. Anyway, I try to keep an eye on what games other people are making. When possible, I try to play them, but usually I don't try to buy them. And the reason I don't try to buy them is because I am very much a game critic. I do not end up enjoying a lot of the games that I play. And that doesn't necessarily mean just indie games. It means like all the games I end up playing. There are very few I like. Over 1,000 hours in, wow. What did you end up doing with the slime boss from yesterday? So we made it debuff healing for your party. And that made it so that you can now use different strategies. But in testing it today, it kind of required that I was level 6, which is okay. It took me 25 minutes to get to that point. And now we're trying to get past this point, and it's very difficult. So I guess I need to keep leveling up my adventurers here. Although I should probably do this and this. And whoops, I need to click that last one. I meant to click the second one. Yeah, so where we're at now is I can't even beat the regular location here. That would get us quite a boost to our money, but I'm not even certain that money would help us a lot right now. So yeah, I'm a little bit lost into how I'm supposed to balance all this. Probably turn this off for a bit, turn that on. Ooh, nice. Okay, so what was I doing here? Oh, I was gonna try this again, but I needed to level up another couple times. So let's level up the archer. It's 500 for the next one. We could win already if I use a special build that no one's gonna know about. Well, not no one's gonna know about, but I need to nerf this ability, and I haven't done that yet. All right, now we have enough to level up the archer again. Okay, so let's level up one more time, and maybe do that, and then try this location out and see if they can win. I doubt they can. Oh, I don't even have the archer in that battle. Okay, that's pretty important. Let's put you over there and put you over here. Oh, you know what? I could put the spirit caller in and have them heal. That'd probably be good. Let's see if they can beat this, though. They might be able to, in which case the recommended level is not really 8. It's more like 7. Yeah, this is going okay so far. Also, this battle, this one that we're in right now, was originally intended to be the end of the demo, so it was just made to be a long battle. That was pretty hard. We could just tone it down a little bit. Yeah, we're winning. Okay, good. So now that we're winning, we can start this quest. And then get auto casting pretty soon. There we go. Now I don't need to touch any of that stuff. And we can put this into the fishing pond, although it'll be pretty bad. Let's hire another adventurer for them. Let's just have them act as a worker for now. Okay, so what did I just learn from that? I got to change the recommended level. All instance data. The waterways will be level 7. Oh, and you can get treasure now, which is why having it be level 7 is probably better. Oh, they're dying now. Ooh. That's not good. They just got lucky, I guess, the first time. Well, fine. Send you into the forest and get at least a couple of potions for us. I'll sell one of those. Yeah. Yeehaw, 2 potions. Oh, man. Yeah, they can't consistently win this. Then I shouldn't be fighting there. They look like they're going to win this time. They're all at about 50% health, which I think is more than enough. But this is about to run out. Yeah. It already ran out, I mean. Okay, okay. More loot. Good. Sell some of these things. And I could put this in there. I'm actually just going to sell it for now. I need more money. Because I want to get this upgrade, which we just got. Now we need 19 more gold. Nice, we got it. Okay, so we've maxed out the farm completely. The fishing pond needs a little bit more. We need another adventurer that can actually help fight there, though. And then I want this battle to be more consistent, which means I need to level up one of my main adventurers, which will cost 400 or 550. Or a treasure chest. Okay, I do like the treasure chest idea. This is pretty nice, too. Let's actually, you know what? Let's just put this in the slime. Let's max out the... Oh, we already have maxed out the slime. Nice. 68 gold. All right. Yeah. All right, what am I blocked on here? Still need sludge, which I'm not even really getting too much of. This might also mean we should lower the level up cost for these, because I don't want players to get bored at this point. Yeah, maybe I should. The fishing bot. Oh, wow. That's really good. Yeah, nice. And now we can level this up and get even more fish. And sell maybe a few of those. Okay, okay. We're getting to 400. We're at 376. 395. 400. Perfect. So who do we level up? I'm going to pick the rogue. Yeah, they're winning probably like 80 or 90% of the time. Because I only saw them lose once, and it's been like 6 battles. And if they win this one too, then it's like 1 for 7, and then they should have an even better chance the next time around. Yeah, so now we're getting a lot of items. This should make our money skyrocket too. I'm gonna dump this in here and this in here. Yeah, we can only sell so much. Yeah, this is why we need to unlock new perks at some point. Or like treasure chest costing 500. This is quite the money sink. And it's also a worker sink. Like, they got to bring keys to these things. Well, I guess one worker can do quite a lot of that. Yeah, I don't know how I feel about treasure only giving you items for adventures you have. For adventurers that you have. The guild items only spawn per adventure. Because it means that you can get fewer adventurers and make sure that they're more powerful. Like this gives me the archer, rogue, and witch doctor. Because I have the archer, rogue, and witch doctor. And I'm pretty sure I explicitly coded it that way. Like this is not a bug. So they're winning in 25 seconds. I'd like to level these things up too. I think let's do that. Yeah, we have tons of mana. I have some things for sale. Let's sell some of those off. Good. We're getting a decent amount of money. I like how this is going in general. I'm just hoping players don't feel like, okay, what am I doing? I'm just waiting for stuff. And that is kind of what's going on right now. We could try tackling the next boss, which is probably not going to work. It says recommended level is 10. If I were to just attempt this now, I'm guessing I'll get wiped out. So far, yes. Yes, definitely yes. All right, let's go back to here. And I have 13 fish in here. I want to hire another adventurer. Costs 400. Yeah, we need to lower level up costs. I think that's one of the most important things. Need to lower level up costs in sludge or make perks that produce more sludge. Treasure is too expensive when you're only winning at the waterways. Yeah, it's just too long in between fights for me to actually do something here. And how long has it been since the first one? It's been about 18 minutes. I should have made a lap thing on the stopwatch. But they're winning this pretty consistently. And I guess this will speed up in such a way that I should be winning faster and faster and faster and getting more loot. Hey, maybe, how you doing? All right, there's my new adventurer. Let's hire Mushy. And then let's level him up a little bit. And put that in, I guess. I kind of want 2 more levels for them. And I want to send both of these into battle against the fish. So I'm more concerned with the fish battle right now than anything else. Yeah, they're very slow. We are 1 cane away from getting another worker. Perfect. Now we have no more quests, but we should add in more quests. I don't want your town to just be paralyzed at some point. So 30 seconds left on it. Yeah, they're going to take forever. Do we have any items we can sell? Yes, we do. Alright, well, whatever. Just let them go. Yeah, we have 10 fish in the pond. We're mostly just waiting on this battle. Put these here. Nice, we can finally open the treasure chest. Hooray. We get a couple of level ups. I'll do this myself. Alright, Witch Doctor, Archer, and Rogue stats have all increased. And not by a lot, really. Like, yeah, it went up by a bit. Huh. Are we growing in number of fish? No. But it probably will happen. We can get more of these upgrades too. Probably want to do that. Yeah, we just don't have anything else going on. Or I should hire other adventurers and have them actually go fight someplace and just get more loot. Okay, let's get... They cost so much though. Yeah, I think we've hit kind of a barrier here, where the only way I can really speed this up a lot is by increasing the levels of these characters. I guess let's level up the Rogue again. That will make these battles even faster. The Rogue is kind of overpowered. Alright, so 25 seconds is what that one took. I'm guessing it's going to be much faster now. We just need more and more loot, so let's get this and this. Alright, Rogue, show them what you're made of. I'm guessing it'll have shaved off like 2 seconds or something, which is still not bad. That's like 10% for 1 level up. But they're winning consistently now, which is good. Oh, wow. It shaved off about 4 seconds. Nice. All right. I guess we'll get the next level of item stacking. Yeah, everything. Oh, man. Just not scaling in the best way, I think. And I'm not certain. Once you get all the perks, you're going to have to work your way through 4 more locations still. So at this time, your total play time in the game would be about maybe 2.5 hours. So yeah, I feel like the rest of the game should last about an hour, or it overstays welcome. Disc. It's too bad. Or I have to add more perks and systems and stuff, which I don't think I want to do at this point. I should just stop these characters from fishing. It's a waste of time. Yeah. I'll send these characters in to do that every once in a while. And these ones can go over here. Probably die while they're at it. Are they able to beat this? Yeah, they probably can. Alright, so have them fish. And get whatever other perks we have here. Good. So that'll be quite a lot of sludge, actually. Yeah, all right. Maybe this changed my mind a little bit. Yeah, it might. It might. They lost there. So now I can level up another character, but just once. I'm gonna get a level for the archer. This gives him +6 power, whereas this gives +21. So levels stop giving you as much stats at some point. So I think that's also not really intentional. Level up stop giving stats as much. I think this is fine since we have the treasure system, but it's not going to be obvious to players. Unless they look at these stats, which they probably wouldn't have. People do at like level 1 or 2 and then they stop caring. But yeah, level 8 going up by 1 level does almost nothing. So it's good to raise your characters until they get to 8. Alright, so now let's get this. Alright, they're all winning. That's good. And that means we can start turning this on again and getting more treasure chests. Can we afford anything over here? There's only more mana to afford anyway. Alright, well, we're getting some loot. And hey, someone wants yellow potions too. They'll probably pay quite the hefty premium for that. Come on. Go get the potion. 52 gold tip. Yeah. And now we're getting a lot of items too. Okay, I kind of like this. I think there's a little bit of friction, but it's not bad. And you can work past it, and it does feel rewarding to do that. Instead of just being on autopilot the entire time. We can get probably all the rest of these perks now too. Okay. I think I'm okay with this. Yeah. We gotta sell some of those things. How many fish are we up to? 24? Yeah, alright. This is this is more interesting than I thought then. I just needed to get past that little break point there. These characters are so bad. It's just mushy. I need a power of mushy. I should probably just write that down. Buff mushy somehow. It's just a bad adventure. Alright, we're at 33 fish now. Turn this off. I want to get the next level of item stacking. Or no, you know what? Maybe... actually, none of this really matters. Look at that. Yeah. We're not losing items anymore. Okay, so now we go back to the fishing pond. Drain it of its 40 fish. We're at 250 sludge beforehand. And after fighting them, we'll be minimally at like 800, I think. Yeah, this is quite a lot. In fact, I'll turn that on. Some of that came from the farm. But yeah, we are at about 1,000. That's pretty good. 1,100? Okay. So yeah, every once in a while I'll go back and fight there. And now we can level up again. Which means we can maybe beat the next boss. I'm gonna get that and that. And that. Yeah. So how fast are they winning now? It's actually not this fight that I want to check. It's the next one. 21 seconds. But I just leveled up the Witch Doctor twice. That should put a bit of a dent in this. They're doing a lot of damage. Yeah. $18. Okay. Level ups do matter. Alright, so probably stop this battle now. I think we're getting enough items. We need more workers, actually. Yeah, I'll turn that off. And turn this on. And get ourselves some keys. So what can we upgrade here? More treasure stands, auto purchasing, lots of loot, flying guild supplies, special keys. Special keys would be really good. Yeah, the treasure system's just too expensive at first. Let's get our final customers. And then eventually worker speed, which we should have very soon. As soon as someone makes any purchase. Come on, no one's gonna buy anything. Oh my god, what are the customers doing? There we go. We're almost back up to the amount of money we need for this now too. Okay, yeah. We're moving along. Nice. Oh, an Omni Orb. I did not realize those could even spawn here. Those level up everybody. Well, pretty much. Yeah. That's a lot of text. Wow, cool. Alright, do I have any other upgrades I can get? Enchanter stuff. I'll get that one. But otherwise, not really. I could get one more level of worker speed. Oh, perfect, okay. We have 3 spells going on one. Alright, I'll send him back to the fishing pond. Yeah, so I probably need to tone this down a little bit. Yeah. I think leveling up should be a little bit faster. How long has it been now? 54 minutes since I started the enchanter. So we probably should be beating the next boss now. And we just got enough money or enough sludge to level up another maybe 2 times. Oh, you know what though? If the power difference isn't that much, then maybe we actually could already beat this now. I didn't even think about that. Let's try it. Oh, but the rogue is like the worst adventurer for this. And we probably are going to need a healer. Okay, so I'll raise up the spirit caller a bit. But then, yeah, I think they might be able to win. All right, let's try that. So spirit caller instead. And go raise them up. And put points into this and this. All right, how's that going to go? Because if this works, we can set the recommended level to 8 or 9. There, it's not working. Well, maybe. No. Yeah, the Phoenix is going to revive itself. All right, well, I think with another couple treasure chests, we could probably do it. But then we could set the level to 9. Recommend level to 9 on that. All instance data. What is this, the mines? Level 9. But if the Phoenix doesn't unlock anything, then we need the next instance to also kind of be level 9. Yeah. All right, let's get 1 treasure chest. Put this in here. Wow, they almost immediately opened that. But at what cost? I have nothing going on in my town right now. Why are they not picking up those potions? Excuse me? They're not gonna ever touch this for some reason? Yeah, that's gotta be a bug. Yeah, I think if I pick it up and put it back down, they will pick it up. Yes. Okay, yeah, something got marked as reserved that shouldn't have been reserved. I don't know how, though. There were potions in the warehouse that no one was touching. It was a stack of 2 red potions. I needed to pick it up and... Oops. Let's start this again before I forget. I needed to pick it up and put it back down for them to be unreserved. Okay, while this is running, let's see if I can tell from the YouTube video what happened. Like, I don't know when that potion existed. Okay, there it is. Is it back here? No, it's not here. Okay, so it is sometime after that. speed this up. And it's right in that spot. So there, potions were just created. No one is grabbing that already? Scroll up, Adam. Yeah, no one's grabbing that. And it's just from spawning from battle? I didn't even do anything. Maybe that item display was marked reserved. Oh, I think that's what happened. I don't totally understand why, though. I watched the YouTube VOD, and potions spawned out of battle onto that item display. The display itself may have still been reserved, since no one touched the potions, even without me interacting with it. Which means we'd have to go back even farther to figure out, like, what did I do on that item display before that? That might be a very hard question to answer. I grabbed... Nope, I didn't grab that. Did I ever touch something there? It was the second to last one. So far, no. What did I do? Oh, come on. Something's gonna spawn. Oh, there. Right there. I took the armor and I stacked it, I think. I think that's what happened. It was right after this. Yeah, I grab that armor and then something happened with it. I probably pressed a keyboard shortcut. Yeah, so I picked this up. And I sold it to the slime. Yeah. Okay, so yeah. Prior to that, there was a stack of armor items that I picked up and immediately pressed 2 on to send to the slime. Maybe that caused it. I would need to look into that. All right, so we probably have a ton of money. Yeah, I've just been letting this run, which maybe other players would have too. I'm going to quit this and go fight there. And this should give us all the power we need pretty much. I should probably start upgrading this. Can I get that? And I guess that. We don't really need anything else there. Yeah. I'm just going to send all these in there. Extractor, extractor. Do we have any items for sale? Yeah, a couple. Alright, so that got us a ton of wisdom sludge. We're at about 1,500. So I'm going to level up. None of them get a lot of stats by leveling up. Although it's not nothing. It's still like a 6% boost. Can I afford 2 levels up? Yeah, I can. But who do I want to level up then? The mage. Yeah, let's do that. Okay, and now let's try the battle again. Can they beat the elite? I'll buy a treasure chest and another treasure chest. So I haven't really used any of the tank classes. Well, I guess I used the Witch Doctor. They barely won. Wow, okay. Yeah, so I think if we set the recommended level to 9, it'll be okay. Now can they beat the mines? I didn't even balance the mines. Okay, so I should probably stop the stopwatch at this point. And then, so let's see, 37 minutes to beat the phoenixes from the slime. This could be cut down a bit by lowering the sludge cost to level up. Okay. Whew. So let's go back and look at some of the code here. I want to save this, and I'm going to quit the game, and we're going to save this as save.json to save post phoenix.json. Sure. All right. What happens when you press a keyboard shortcut? Where do we do this? Yeah, chose destination here. How does this work? On click item destination. If it won't accept the item. Otherwise, item was picked up. What does this do? Turn off collision, stop flashing. Stop holding item. Unreserved source. Is the item source still defined at this point? It is. Hmm. And what does this do? Does this reserve it? No, just mark it as held. Oh man. Okay, I should probably test this really fast and just see, does this happen whenever I move an item to the slime? So let's continue that game. Although not for the sake of continuing, just for the sake of testing this one thing. So if I do this and this, and I get new items there, what happens? Do they pick this up? They do. So it's not necessarily a problem there. Yeah, they're still taking it. But I waited a pretty long time, so I don't think it was a... Oh, what if an adventurer reserved it, but then went to battle? Oh, man. How do we even test that? We do this and this, and then get the warehouse, and then start a battle. So the adventurer would have reserved one of those. Now can the skeleton pick up both of them? No, stop fighting. Will they pick up the second one here? No, okay, that's a problem. All right, that was gonna be very tricky if it wasn't that exact hunch. An adventurer reserves the item and then goes into battle. They never unreserve it. I don't know how we're gonna do this though. How do we do this? A worker doesn't even know what they've reserved. Yeah, I don't even think that's how this functions. No, they have to know. Otherwise, how do they know where they're going? It's in pickup item somewhere. There's got to be a reserve call in here. There's no reserve call. How's that possible? Target item source. We must add this somewhere. Where do we add this? Enter. Oh, it's when you find an item. Like Worker Wander does it, I guess. Target item source component. Here it is. This, yep, there it is. There's a reserve call. Okay, so Worker Wander reserves it. Worker Wander.cs reserves the item. And then you go to pick it up, but before you make it to pick up, yeah, so when we leave, what we should do is we should unreserve this probably no matter what. I assume the fix is to have pick up item, unreserve the item on leaving the state. Wouldn't that fix pretty much everything? What's this bailout timer? Set bailout flag if needed. What? If they're holding a key without a valid chest, unreserve the source since there's no chance of us picking it up. If we set this to true, what does this do? It leaves the state. Leaving the state should unreserve it. Okay. God. I don't even think this is correct. The way this is working. Yeah. I think we need to change the bailout case so that it doesn't immediately unreserve. Only, yeah. It waits to leave the state. Okay, we're not going to do that right now. I'm going to save that for later. But what I do want to do is look into the level up costs, because I think these are just too expensive, especially once we pass this range. Let me think about this. I'm trying to identify where is the problem exactly. Level, it took 25 minutes to beat the slime and then 37 minutes to beat the phoenix. That 37 minutes could be trimmed down by lowering the cost of leveling up. But we beat the phoenix at maybe an average level of 9. So from here on is definitely a problem, but is that the earliest? Is this also a problem? I think so. 190 to get to 5, 350 to get to level 6. I think let's lower all of these a little bit. So minus 50. And then I think another minus 50 for these levels. And then here onward, maybe minus 100. And so on and so forth, basically. Yeah. Minus 100. Whoops. Minus 100. Interesting, you didn't use a curve and that some levels don't increase proportionally. So there are reasons for both of those things. One is that every even numbered level gives a skill point. So that means that getting to level, let's say 2, should cost, well, let me say, like, getting to level 4 should cost a lot, and then level 5 shouldn't add a lot. And then same thing, level 6 should cost a lot, and then level 7 shouldn't add a lot, and so on and so forth, because the even numbers are the powerful levels. That's kind of what we put here. And then the reason there's no curve is because I didn't want this to be you getting to costs of like 1 million, 2 million, 3 million. I want them to all be human understandable numbers, and your income doesn't go up in a curve, or at least not forever. It levels off at some point, and then you hit like maximum income pretty much. The farm is not, you can't speed it up. And we can add some perks. I already have these perks in the game that can let this speed up even more. But if we're going to add those in, then I need to change these levels again. Yeah, I think we're going to need to add perks. We have perks. So I lowered the sludge costs by a lot, but I still think we should add perks. That I've already coded. Which is what? Bountiful Harvest. I don't remember what all these are called. Instant Loot. Impulse Buying. And then there was something with faux potions. Instant Harvest? Instant Harvest isn't really all that interesting. But yeah, let's add it in anyway. Instant Harvest. And then there was one more, employee discount. I don't think this is necessary either. At least if you're going to have item stacking, it's not really necessary. Well, we could put that in too. Excuse me. Okay, so the next thing we would have to do is add in the mines. Maybe make this level 9. So this does not have real data and it doesn't have real items. And somewhere in here, I have some like debug. Yeah, here. So let's just call this from main. At the bottom of this, let's call all instance data debug print. And then just run this. This will tell us about values of things. We should already have item stacking before this. I think item stacking needs to be after you've gotten the slime. Although, should it? I guess you need to be able to sell stuff. Maybe we give you employee discount sooner. Hey, Cruddlefish. Well, it should have already printed. So yeah, let's just copy all this. And I'm going to turn off the music. There we go. All right, so here are all the values that we have. And I think everything up until the waterways is pretty much fine. So forest average value is 6, then 27, then 49, then 105. So we're usually doubling it or roughly multiplying by 1.5 here at least. Then we're kind of almost doubling it. Then the mines is not complete. So it drops by 250 gold, but that's not intentional. So what should this number be is what we got to figure out, and how many items should drop. We got 15 items from the thing before that. So I think there should be generally a lot of loot. Maybe we aim for 20 items on average. And the average value should be, it's got to be more than 250. I mean, it's probably got to be like minimally 350. No, but I want treasure to matter more and more. So maybe even 450. So every time you beat that instance, you're basically going to get another treasure chest. No, but that's not how that works. Because you'll have maxed out shiny loot by then. So 450 would actually be times 1.35. And that's assuming you didn't use the garbage slime, or else it'd be even more than that. But I still want you to feel like this is ramping up. So I wonder if we should actually just set this to, yeah, let's start with 450. Okay, so now how do we get 450? We need to make some new items and stuff. Or just, we could cut some corners here. I do want there to be new items, but we could figure that out later. So let's go to the mines. So here it is. And we need to figure out what the loot should be here. So let's go take the loot from the last one. All of this. And the easiest possible thing to do here would be, we need to add 5 items. And those 5 items need to be worth 200 gold on average. We shouldn't cut a corner here. Yeah, we shouldn't cut a corner here. We should do this the right way. All right, well, here's how we do it the right way then. We go look at all the items that we have. Whoops. That's not what I meant to do. Hence the whoops that my operating system said. Oh, apparently. Wait, what? What's going on here? I have this set to open with GIMP. Why is it not? Why isn't it opening with GIMP? That's strange. Hey, Broly. Open with color sync utility. How did that happen? I don't know when that happened, so whatever. All right, well, anyway, here are all of our items. So the last sword we give out is this one. And you're now going to be fighting in the mines. So maybe we start giving out one of the axes. Yeah, I think that'd be pretty cool. So an axe. And maybe you can occasionally get a golden axe. Maybe a golden axe. Maybe. I mean, we got to save some of these for later. Or maybe a hammer. Yeah, a golden axe. I think that'd be pretty cool. And it could sell for quite a lot. And then armor-wise. How many more instances do we have? Because I got to think of... Where's our map? So we're trying to figure out the mines. We have 1, 2, 3 more places after this. So we still need cool loot for those 3 places. But we're not taking everything from this, so that's okay. So let's take, if we got cool weapons, let's take some maybe less cool shields. Maybe one of these. No, let's save. Well, we're just trying to come up with the graphics. It doesn't mean anything else. There's no impact here. It's just which graphics are like, how do we spread out the cool graphics? So maybe we take, oh, this would be pretty nice. Yeah, let's take that. Hey, Crazy, it's going pretty well. So this will be the weapons, or at least the new weapons. Then the armors we'll have it drop this like gold-plated helm. And maybe one of the new boots. Maybe the red boots. Hey, Zepita. And then what do we have left? Potions? We're running out of potions. Yeah, we're running out of potions. We haven't used this one. This one. One of these needs to be the final antidote in the game, which I was thinking would be this yellow potion here. So we kind of only have 2 potions we haven't used. I mean, we could use the small ones as well. How's the game progressing? Been a while since I last watched a stream. Have you made millions on it yet? It hasn't launched yet, so I've made 0 on it. But it's progressing very well. We're filling in the content for the rest of the map. We've added 2 locations, so the mines and the mountain. And we're repurposing the old locations so that they serve 2 purposes. They'll have a boss battle and they'll have a regular battle. So we used to have 8 like unique battles in the game, and now there are going to be, I think it's like 16. So we've roughly doubled the size of the map without it actually having to double it in size. Just the number of battles you can do is higher. And as a result, we need loot from those locations. So I'm trying to come up with, I guess, the last 4. And yeah, it's just a matter of picking some graphics. And then we got to fill out all the values too. I started Mern 3D. Do you think Archive's still worth learning, or should I go for another 3D niche? I have not done 3D stuff. I have not even heard of, ArchViz. Sorry, I've never even heard of ArchViz. So yeah, I can't answer your question. Launch ETA? Launch ETA is like March. All right, so potions. Yeah, I guess we don't have a lot on the potions front, huh? I guess we're going to introduce 1 new one per place. So for this, let's give you this one, the like the pinkish colored potion, pinkish potion. We don't even need to give you 2 unique. Oh, I guess it doesn't matter whether we do this or not. What are we going to do about new potions, though? I mean, I could just make new colors myself. Yeah, I could just color this in differently. But I don't think we need to do that. Oh, we also have a bunch of gloves that we haven't used. What do I have? Red boots and gold-plated helm. Maybe a wizard hat. I'm not sure. Hey, Flair. 3D is at least 1D too many. Hey, Fishy Poos, where can I get the game? So you can get it on Steam. The demo is on Steam right now. And the demo is very, very generous right now. I am probably going to cut this down by a lot. So if you get the demo soon, you'll have about 2 hours of gameplay. I think it's pretty fun for those 2 hours. But eventually, we'll probably chop that down to like 30 minutes. I just think it's too much that we're giving away for free. And I want to trim that down. I'm a little bit torn on this because I think the demo is working well and it makes people want to wishlist the game. But I don't want them to go buy the game and be like, oh, it just added like an hour and a half to story mode and like 5 hours for bone mode. You need to make what? Oh, I'm assuming you accidentally typed enter while typing people. Oh, or profit. Yeah, you need profit for your work. Yeah, and I think a good demo, the whole point is it entices you to play the full game, ideally buy the full game. And it's hard to know when have you shown enough. Like, what's a good stopping point? But yeah, 2 hours is definitely too long. Anyway, I'll have to figure that out. But that's another thing on the list. We have a lot to do, just a lot to do. Okay, so I figured out pretty much all of this stuff. Let's go start coding this in. So we got to figure out where these items are and what they're called. And this is never super easy to do. Hey, Brave, welcome back. All item data. Okay, so got to figure out what these potions are called, which means we first start with the coordinates. So this is 230 divided by 16. So it's like 14.1. 14.1. Here it is, big purple potion. Okay, so this one we want. And then red boots. What are those? Is there a way to print out tile coordinates automatically? There's probably a way to do this. Guides, new guide. Is this even what I want? I don't think this is what I want. I can't even click. I can't click anything now. This dialogue's just stuck. Oh, no, there we go. Configure grid. All right, horizontal and vertical, 16 by 16. Foreground color, bright pink. And now show the grid. Did that do anything? I don't know how to use GIMP, apparently. Yeah, I apparently don't know what I'm doing. Oh, I chose snap to grid. Oh, my bad. There we go. Okay, I do know what I'm doing. Just clicked the wrong thing. Everything's going pretty well. Yeah. Played Metaphor demo. It's basically the first 6 hours of the game. Finished demo, pre-purchased. Ended up with 100 hours. They split the demo into the main game proper at a point where it felt natural ramp time. Yeah, so if you think about it in terms of the demo was 6 hours and the full game was about 100 hours, the demo was about 6% of the game. So if we have about maybe 10 hours, then we would give you 0.6 hours, which is about 30 minutes. So I think 30 minutes is probably what we aim for. It would let you experience the game, you know, fight an elite monster, get some new buildings and stuff, figure out that leveling up is in the game. And then, like, that's about it. A slot machine. Gotta get people to gamble. Okay, so now what do we want next? Axe or hammer? Which axe and which hammer? Didn't I say the golden axe? Yeah, so golden axe. So let's use one of the hammers then. This or this? What would we call this? Maybe a maul. Yeah, like steel maul. Yeah. Have it so that 30 minutes, something happens as a dangling hook. Yeah. Yeah, I think that's roughly what we're going to want. In fact, I should probably, let me write this down. I think a good target time is 30 minutes, since that's maybe like 5% of the total game time. Yeah, we should definitely let the player get the farm and learn about leveling up. I think that'll give enough intrigue for people to buy the full game. All right, so wait, what did I do? Oh yeah, steel maul. So where is that? That is 167, so 10, 134, 8, 10, 8. Yeah, hammer. Okay, so that's called item ID.hammer right now. We need to get the golden axe next. That is over 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So 17, 8. Golden axe, okay, that's already named how I would expect. Gold-plated helm. That's down there. 216, 216. That should just be 16, right? No, 14, 13. Yeah, because it's not 256. What am I talking about? It's 1313, I guess. Heavy helmet. Let's just make sure that's next to steel cap and Centurion helmet. Yes. Okay, so heavy helmet. Red boots. Red boots are where? Down 1 over 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So 8, 14. Demon boots. Okay, so there are 5 item IDs. Now we give them names. Item ID.hammer is going to be the steel maul. And I'll just say to do fill in this flavor text. We'll do that later. Its value has to be more than a fiery sword, I guess. Fire sword. Fire sword sells for 24. So the steel maul, actually not really. It doesn't have to sell for more, but there's got to be at least maybe like 26. Let's start with. All right, then the golden axe, that should be pretty expensive. This should be like 50. And then same thing to do. Oops, I wanted to get that. Good, perfect. All right, so that's on. Next up, heavy helmet. What was the last armor that would have dropped? Demon helmet and breastplate. What does a breastplate sell for? Sells for 15? The demon helmet sell for 13. Why are these so cheap? All right, well, 22? I don't know, probably more than that actually, right? 20, 24. All right, heavy helmet. I don't like the name of that. It's this one. I like gold-plated helmet. Or helm. And then to do fill in this flavor text, we'll do that stuff later. Probably been asked 1,000 times how long you worked on this. It started on April 17th of last year, I believe. I have the journal and it's public. You don't need to pull this up, but if I go back to 2024, I think that's the day we started the code base. Yeah, started the GitHub repo. Before that, all the stuff you see for Idle Ascendants, this was the prototype for the game. The prototype was not very fun. That's publicly playable if you want to try it, but I don't recommend trying it. It's just not very good. And that's why we prototyped it, is to figure out would it be fun, and we determined that it wouldn't be. And then we changed some things. So this was, you could manually move characters around the map, you could get onto an enemy and get into battle, and then it would automatically fight to the point where you weren't really doing anything in the game. And that's where Skeleseller came in. It was like, okay, well, the automatic fighting isn't the problem. The problem is that all you're doing is you're just moving around and killing stuff over and over. This isn't fun. So we added in the, well, they'll drop loot and you'll sell the loot. And yeah, that made it a lot better. Now let's save this. I'm glad I wasn't just like, well, it'll be fun when we do X or something. It's like, if the prototype isn't fun, I don't think it's worth pursuing the game. And in that case, like I said, we kind of drastically changed things. It was like the prototype is just battling. And then the basic idea of Skeleseller was going to be battling plus selling loot. What it turned into is we also had a farm mechanic and a fishing mechanic and a, what else did we add? And the enchanter, the treasure thing, the treasure system, then leveling up and whatever. Oh, I guess the leveling up was in the base game too. Have I needed LFS? No. We don't really have a lot of large assets anyway. The biggest things are the sprite sheets, and they're not even that big. How are you liking Godot so far in the context of this project? I like it a lot. I plan on using Godot for my next project, which will almost certainly be a game. If it's not a game, then I wouldn't use Godot probably. But yeah, as a game engine, I like it. All right, so red boots. What should sell for more, red boots or the helmet? This or this? Probably the helmet. Yeah, I imagine it'll cost more to make. Not that that's how logic works in video games. So we'll sell this for 18. Demon boots, I don't know about that name. What should we call it? We could just call them red boots. That's very flat and descriptive. I'm going to call them red boots. Or maybe dyed boots or something like that. Yeah, dyed boots is slightly better at least. And then we're not going to fill in the flavor text yet. Like I said, we got to do that at some point. Crimson boots. Yeah, that's pretty good. I like that. Thanks, dang good games. I thought it was just practice for your enterprise fintech solution. Skella coin. Get out of my way, cryptocurrency. And then the potion's got to be worth more than whatever the last potion was, which was a big mana potion. How much was a big mana potion? 18? Okay, so then big purple potion will have to be 21. Now this, we should give a flavorful name to, even if I don't come up with the text for it. So what would a potion be that you find in the mines? We could call it monster blood. It's not really a potion. You don't drink it. You could drink it. Mystery potion. You're not really sure what this is. I probably shouldn't capitalize. I kind of like that. Although we should probably italicize it if we do that. But isn't this kind of like what the small blue potion said? Yeah, no, it's different enough. I think that's fine. Okay, happy with that. All right, so those are our 5 items. Now we got to put them in a certain quantity here that makes sense. So let's take all the item IDs and paste them into here. And then new, we'll have them drop, I don't know, some quantity of these. I'll figure this out in a second. All right, so we used to drop 1 to 4 of everything, and we want to add in 5 more items. And we should still drop some of the old stuff. So let's drop maybe 1 of these, maybe 1 of these, none of these anymore. None of the other potions, I think. 1 of those, and then a lot of the new items. So maybe like 2 to 5 of these, always 1 golden axe. Maybe 2 to 6 of these. And we have 2 kinds of armors, so we should have these drop a little bit less. And then probably a lot of the potions, 3 to 7. I don't know what that's going to work out to be, so we're just going to press F5 and look at the numbers. Because I'm just typing stuff. In case that's not obvious. All right, so this will tell us the stats. And the stats work out to be 17.5 and 404. And I wrote down what I wanted these to be. I wanted them to be 20 and 450. So we need to add in 2.5 items and a little bit more value. But the 2.5 items should just add us the value automatically. So what do we want to drop more of? I mean, armor is going to matter quite a lot because you need it to make keys. And keys are going to be how you level up your characters even more. But you're only getting this many potions. But you can go back to an old location for potions. Maybe let's drop 1 more potion on average. More armors. And now we need half an item somewhere. Yeah, let's just add that to 5. Okay, good. That should do it. Okay, so now what do we have? Numbers should be pretty close to, yeah, that's great. I like that. So now we've gotten this to almost exactly the numbers we wanted. 450 was just an estimate. It doesn't matter. It's 458. It's 8 over. It's actually more generous to the player. So you'll get a lot of loot from here. Now we need the enemies. I need to figure out what we haven't used yet. So how about this? Let's just search for every enemy ID that we have in this file. And then let's make them all unique. And then let's figure out the ones we're not using. Oh, this is going to be tough, won't it? All right, let's just search for a worm. We're using 3 worms. How many of the worms do we have? 3. Okay, so we're using all the worms. All worms. Bats. We have, well, challenge mode doesn't matter. We have 2 bats being used. Don't we have 1 more? Monsters. Bat. And green bat. Green bat's not being used, is it? No. Green bat is. Regular bat isn't. Yeah, we don't use a regular one anywhere. And then we have red bat. And no other ones, right? No, that's it. So bat.png. We never use you. Dungeon bat. Yeah, we never use them. Huh. Well, we're definitely putting those in. Okay, so then this should definitely be used. Where is this? Oh, it's called Dungeon Bat. Yeah. Remind me of Jeff Goldblum from Jurassic Park. Hello, newest mod. All right, let's put that on the Goldblum list. There we go. Done. Okay, so what else do we need here? All right, so the bats we looked at. Ogre, dragon. We can remove all the elites from here. Elite. Phoenix. And the... Wait, something's wrong. Where's the... Did I delete that already? I did. Hey, Shaky. Yeah, there is a list. I still get a kick out of some of these. Like, I'd never seen this person. I think they look pretty similar to me. I don't have many pictures in here. It was just for the people I hadn't heard of before. Yeah, that's it. The shirt matches with today's too. I'm just cosplaying as whoever that is. Okay, so we're using 2 of the enchantresses, but not the 3rd one. Which color are we not using? Red and blue, but I don't know what the 3rd color is. There's blue. Green. Green's the one we're not using. Okay, so green enchantress. Enemies we're not using. Green enchantress. All right. I think we have a bunch of skeletons we're not using. Green, red, and regular. And we're only using the red one. Green skeleton, regular skeleton. All right, rock monsters. We're using this somewhere? I guess just once. There are 4 of them. Yeah, there are 4 of them. But that's the only one we're using. What are the other colors? Green. And I think we have everything in sets of 3. Green, red. Shouldn't there be another one? Maybe there are only 2. Oh, there it is. Green, red, blue. And we're only using red. So we need green and blue still. Green rock monster. Blue rock monster. Okay. Slimes, we're only using the 1. How is that possible? We have them all manifested, but we don't use anything other than the blue one. Wow. Would you look at that? Okay. You look like the guy that looks like you. All right, so green slime. I don't even think they're called green slime. I think they're just called slime, aren't they? Where are the enemy IDs? Yeah, slime. And then we're not using red slime either. Red slime. All right, I need to get all of these down because we need 4 instances worth of stuff. And it looks like we've got a decent amount of enemies we haven't used yet. I don't think we've used any of the Yetis. Any of the regular Yetis. We'll probably put those in the mountain area. That'll be good. All right, Grims. We're using blue and regular. So we're not using the red one. Red, Grim. And then plant. Plant. Orange, red, black. We have 4 colors of plant. We have blue, black, orange, and red. Yeah. So blue, black, orange, red. And we're using, what did I say? Blue. So black, orange, red are the ones we're not using. Red plant, plant, black plant. And then we have a couple other little graphics that we're not using anywhere. So the scorpion. Which scorpions do we have? Blue, green, red. We have a lot of enemies then. Blue scorpion, green. I know that we're using palette swaps, but still we have some that we're not using, which is nice. What else do we have? There's a pixie in there somewhere. Yeah, red pixie. I don't think we're using that at all. Yeah, we're not using those anywhere. And have the Yetis even been manifested? Red, green, blue. Okay, nice. Hey, Sinistella. Just in general or specific encounter? None of these graphics show up in the game right now. So like a player cannot encounter any of these. And we need 4 more locations worth of enemies. And we have, how many lines is this? Like 20 to choose from. So I think this is looking pretty good for us. I want to cut down on, wait, red enchantress. Did I write that down already? Oh yeah, we're using the red one. All right, anything else? Any characters that are not represented here? I think that's it. No, there's one other one. But we might not be able to find a place for it. Although maybe we can. It's in unused right now. And it is this one. The tentacle monster. I think it'd be cool to use this one. And we only have that one. Tentacle monster in unused. Okay, so all of these are enemies we're not using. Let's alphabetize them. And let's put them on the list. When it comes to adding enemies, we're not using any of these graphics. Okay, so adding them should be pretty simple. I don't want this battle to last as long, but I want the enemies to be harder. So we go to the mines, and we figure out what we're going to plug in first. So the mines look like this. So let's go add in some graphics and just see what looks like it fits. Add sprite 2D. Atlas texture. All right, I think a skeleton would be very fitting here. And we have something called the dungeon skeleton, so let's go quick load that. Dungeon, oh no, it's not called dungeon skeleton there. It's called, wait, what color are we using? Regular. Regular and green? So we're using the red ones. All right, so let's try a green one. And let's set you to 1616. And then move you over to here and flip you around. Why is that not enough? Oh, because it's 20. All right, so which one's better? That or the regular one? Actually, let's just put them both there. Quick load skeleton. And then set its, whoops, that's not right. Make unique, quick load skeleton. Oh, they changed. I gotta change that. All right, so which looks more fitting? I think the green one stands out a little bit more. So I'm leaning toward that, but let's put those both together right there. And then what else do we want here? Make unique. Quick load in. Or what else would I expect to be under here? Maybe one of the scorpions and maybe the dungeon bat. scorpion. Ooh, that looks really nice. Yeah, I definitely like that. Oops. Quick load, bat. It's a Zubat. And let's just, as long as we're trying this, try another one. I want to see if one of the pixies would be fitting here too. The bat doesn't have a shadow? Huh. I never noticed. Blends better with the scene. You have normal bones already. That's actually what made me want to pick the colorful one, so that it wouldn't look like it's part of the background. They do have shadows. What? Why can't I see the shadow? Oh, because it's part of Battler. Okay, never mind. I see. It's just not baked into the sprite, but they all get their own shadows. Yeah, okay. I can see that. We can use the regular one. So this can be our crew for this kind of battle. I don't think the pixie is fitting here. Does one of the other color ones look a little bit better? Ooh, that one looks a little bit better, but then the scorpion might need to change. I like the red one though. Now I think the pixie should change again. Let's maybe take the red one. Yeah. Yeah, I think this can work. All right. So let's put in 4 enemies over here. And they've got to be stronger than whatever the last location had. The last location had red enchantress, red rock monster. Let's base everyone on this one, unless they're the strongest. They're 35 and 500. This is 30 and 500. This is 10 and 100. That's like nothing. And this one is 25 and 400. Okay, so the strongest one is the red enchantress at 35 and 500. 35 attack, 500 life for the red enchantress. And we want this to be more powerful than that. And probably all of them to be more powerful than that. So all enemy data. Let's go into the skeleton. Skeleton. Let's just start them all at that amount of power. And then what did I say I wanted? I want skeleton. I want dungeon bat, red pixie, and green scorpion. Dungeon bat, red pixie, green scorpion. Okay, now we plug those in over here. Dungeon bat, red pixie, and skeleton. So those are our enemies. I only want there to be 2 waves of them. So how should we mix up the waves now? We could have it be bats and scorpions and then skeletons and pixies. We could have them all mixed. Maybe a pixie in the middle, some skeletons around it. I don't want it to seem like a boss battle though. Yeah, I think I know what I want. I want there to be, let's copy paste this over here, because I don't want to lose the IDs before I'm done typing them. So I want 1 pixie, 3 skeletons, 3 bats. And then in the next one, I want there to be 4 scorpions, and 4 bats. Okay, something like that. We can make this look a little bit more aesthetic. Oh, I put this in the wrong spot. What am I doing? I want to put this back to what it was. I know I can revert it through here. I just didn't know what other damage I had done. Worm. What? Oh, worm is what it used to be. All right, so the mines need to have this. What do I have on my clipboard? New room spawn data. Yeah, so everything that goes into here. And there we have it. We have our instance almost entirely coded. We just need to balance the actual monster stats. So there's only one of the red pixie. How about we have that do more damage? This can do 50 damage. And it can have less life. So the rogue will murder it. Maybe we set it to 400. And then the other ones, the green scorpions can be a little bit tankier maybe. So they could have 600 life and do a tiny bit less damage. The skeletons can have like 550 and do maybe a little bit more. And then what's the last one that we had? The dungeon bats. Dungeon bats probably have less, but not so much less. Yeah, so like 410 and do 38 damage. I don't know. The middle value is fortitude. The reason it's 0 for every enemy is because I wanted it to be whatever your damage shows. So it says like fireball deals 37 damage. I wanted it to actually deal 37 damage. So you're not like, why is my fireball dealing 36 or 35? So enemies just don't have any defensive ability. All right, so I think this new instance should now be ready. Let's go try it. And ideally, we can't beat it without leveling up a little bit first, maybe. Yeah, that's generally how this has operated in the past. So we continue our old game, and we go to this new location. And we send in our strongest party. And we start. I think healers are overpowered in this game. Yeah, we're not even taking damage. Given that you're going to have very broken builds at this point. Oh, nice. We got all the new items. Very cool. Yeah, very cool. Look at the skeletons walking around with that helm on their heads. Oh my god. That's very funny. It's like they've equipped it. Oh, that wasn't the skeleton. That was Mushy. Because the skeletons have hands. They have the ability to have modified attack speed. Might be a fun change up to do high attack, lower attack. They have the ability for that, but I don't think you'd ever see it. So, like, if we look at that battle again, would you be able to tell who's attacking faster or slower? You'll just see damage numbers appear here. And you'll never really pay attention or isolate who's doing what. So this is, yeah, I don't think it really matters. All right, but we got to like double the damage that they're all doing. If not triple. So let's go take the skeleton. And let's do ×2. Then red pixie. We'll do ×2 and 2.4. And then what else do we have? Green scorpion. ×2. And what's the last one? Dungeon bat. ×2. Can't target either, so you couldn't take out a high instance damage dealer anyway. Yeah, yeah. And I think the overall thing that's worth keeping in mind is what is the player thinking as they're doing this? And most players are not watching a battle beyond the first time. So it's like, if they change up their party, they'll maybe watch one more time. But otherwise, a lot of people have actually asked for the ability to be able to hide this and have it still run the battle. And I'm like, absolutely not. I'm not doing that. I don't want people forgetting that battles exist in the game. Okay, I think this team's going to lose now, my team, because I don't have a healer. Oh yeah, they're getting wrecked. Actually, they're doing pretty well. What am I talking about? Yeah, doubling and tripling the power wasn't enough, apparently. Well, it was enough in this case. But I think with the healer, they're going to be fine. And if I took out anyone else. But yeah, even with just the healer, if I speed this up now, I think they'll win. Yeah. They're winning very easily, too. We need to actually give them even more life. How long did that take? 14 seconds? No, we should just increase their life, too. So let's do times 1.5. Whoops. There we go. So that's a dungeon bat. Then the skeleton can have times 1.6. The red pixie can have times 1.4. And the green scorpion can have times 1.5. Sure. All right, now how do they do? So now it's like you're fighting little bosses. Like the ogre didn't even have these stats, I think. I just want the fight to take a little bit longer and to possibly leave you dead. So we send in whatever. We start a battle. And then we speed this up. All right, so I'm still not dying. The fight lasted for longer. I think I want them to do even more damage. There's only one of the red pixie, and it dies so fast that it doesn't really get a chance to do anything. So we can set this to like 200, and it'd probably be fine. You want to just insta-kill somebody. If we just gave it that boss attack, what do I call it? Yeti attack? You'd never know. It would just murder one of your allies. All right, green scorpion. They're already pretty tanky. So let's make the bats do more damage. Dungeon bat. We'll add 20 to this. And then the skeletons will add 10. I want you to like just barely lose this fight and just need a little bit more treasure or something. Or maybe just barely win the fight. I don't know, but something to change. Because this is about me even exploiting all the like mega synergies that are in the game. If I were to do that, then I'd probably beat every single battle no matter what. Actually, honestly, even with this, they're still doing fantastically. Yeah, they won in 20 seconds. I think I need to make them even stronger. What if we took out a tank and we just put in a healer? What are we looking at now? All right, now we're looking at some deaths. I think they still could have won too. Let me take a look. What do I have in my stats here? 10%. Get rid of that and put a point into there. Would that help? The archer's going to dodge a little bit more now. They won. Okay. So even this is not powerful enough. So if we want to, what do we do now? I think the length of the battle is still a bit short. So let's increase the life by a little bit more. Let's add 100 to everybody's life total. 715, 980, 660, and 1,000. 1,000 life. So by making the battle last a little bit longer too, it means it'll be slightly deadlier. But that's without considering that you could have like 2 tanks and 2 healers or something and probably just never die. Let's unlock everybody and let's just force level them up now to 8. So if I put you and you into a battle, this is going to be crazy. There. All right. Let's go try this. So Golem, Paladin, Spirit Caller, Witch Doctor. Invincible party? I think so. I take that back. This is going terribly. Okay. That's not a winning strategy. We maybe need a damage dealer in there. Let's take out El Paladin. Put in the rogue instead. Look at the rogue go. Crit, crit, crit. Yeah, now they're winning. Okay, so you can't just have tanks and healers. All right, I'm like reasonably happy with this. Yeah, I'm reasonably happy with this. Hey, Sarzaris. It's been a while since I've been around and the game looks crazy better. Thanks. Yeah. Also, you're still a sub. I don't think I've seen you sub in forever. Wow. Yeah, it's been okay. So you were last here in June, or at least that's when I knew you were last here. I'll show you really quickly what we've been working on. So 3 months of time since June, I think, went into this mode, bone mode. This is a roguelite version of the game. So it's basically now 2 games in one. Story mode is very linear. It has a story and then it's got a start cutscene and an end cutscene, but really nothing in between. And that's what you would have known Skeleteller as. But now Bone Mode is the roguelite version where you get persistent upgrades, you can unlock different things throughout. And then once you're actually playing the game, everything is randomized. So instead of you being like, oh, let's upgrade the chef slime, you just click let's upgrade. And you might get the chef slime here, but you might not. And you can re-roll. I mean, typical roguelike stuff at this point. But yeah, it's a different way of raising up your town and having the changes influence your decision making. So maybe instead of building the garbage slime, you're offered something else. Well, in this case, I was offered the garbage slime. So I get them and I've got them now. And then, yeah, you still work your way through the game and everything. And what we've been working on lately has been expanding the map. So right now we're showing the canyon in 3 different places because I just don't have the next graphics and all the paths look a little bit funky because we need to redraw those. But yeah, we've added 2 new locations. We've rearranged the map. We've allowed for bosses directly on the map. This is another nice thing that'll indicate to players that they're about to fight a boss. So like it'll be the location. And when you unlock the next one now, instead of just having to wonder, is this a boss location? You'll just see the boss right there. And when you hover over this, it'll be like, oh yeah, this is the gimmick about the boss. So it's covered by me a little bit. But yeah, it says the Ogre dwells here. It doesn't have any special abilities. So now you click fight elite and you're aware you're in an elite battle. And then, yeah, that same thing works for all of the other locations. You can have bosses there. You can have regular battles there. So, yeah, lots of work has been going into this. All right. We are in good shape. I'm going to take a break because an ad's running anyway. Is it jump time? It's jump time. Hey, Rough Cookie, and hey, Kivix. So I can show you what's going on here. So you join the game. J and then a number will jump. Positive numbers are from up. So if you do it, J1 will be like there, J45 will be over there, J90 will be over there, and then negative numbers are left from up. So -5, -45, -90. So if I do J45, I'm going to jump roughly in that direction. And a J -45 will jump in the opposite direction. J5 will be very slightly to the right. So yeah. And U is always just jump straight up. So all of your commands were just jumping straight up. And hey, Snipe. But yeah, anyway, close the game. Yeah, it triggers a jump. Yep. So I didn't get it. Yeah, but now you know for next time. So you can try to be the best. There's sometimes some competition for that, but I started that like 1 minute into the ad break. Yeah, welcome in. Tough because of the delay. That one's not usually too bad because your jump is irrespective of whatever the delay is because nothing is changing in the arena. So if you would need to jump up now, you'll still need to jump up in 5 seconds. The only thing that might make it hard is for you to see the feedback on that jump. But you could just put a protractor on your screen and you'd know. Is that your game? Yeah, I made that. The other crazy game that we made for the stream was Animal Royale. That one's a little bit too complex for the stream. But this was a Minecraft plugin where do I show this? Where you connect via Twitch chat. So you don't actually play through Minecraft. And then you spawn in as a sheep. Let me speed this up and I'll just talk about this. So yeah, you'll type join just like in this game that you did. So you spawn as a sheep and then you angle where you want to fire TNT from your sheep's face. And then it will eventually shoot the TNT. Come on. Yeah. And the goal was to be the last sheep standing. That one was way too complex, I think. Very worms forward, yeah. And we played that a lot on stream, and I thought it was fun. It's not very newcomer friendly, and especially when you're playing against a bunch of other people who know how to play, you could get wiped out in the first like 5 seconds and not really be able to do anything. All right, so we got the mine set up. I have not balanced the next boss. Who is the next boss? The Yeti. All enemy data, Yeti. Oh, the Yeti just insta-kills everybody. So we don't need to balance their attack at all. They can have 0 attack the whole time. We just need to balance how much life they have. Let's start with, I don't know, 6,000? I think that's way too much. And what is their recommended level? Recommended level set to 5 right now. I mean, that's obviously wrong. I want it to be like 2 beyond what the last one was. So let's set this to 11. Let's set this to 11. And let's just keep raising the other ones as long as I'm at it. Let's set this to 13. And let's set this one to 15. This is the final boss in the game. But back to the Yeti for a bit. So let's go. Oh, man, I want to test this out. Yeah, let's try it for real. Let's load up my save post Phoenix. And then I'm going to start a stopwatch for this. All right, I've already started it. I know I haven't actually started the game yet. It's okay if it's off by like 5 or 10 seconds. It doesn't matter. So, starting from save post Phoenix.json. You know what? I will restart the stopwatch. Now it's been 20 seconds. All right, and then we'll turn this on and load my game. Okay, so we can go fight here, and we're already pretty certain we're gonna win this. And I don't have anything going on in my town right now. I guess let's start this up then. And then put this on. Well, am I gonna win this? I don't know. I don't think so. It's actually pretty hard to tell. It's going to be very close. If the rogue dies, it's over, I think. Oh my god. Okay. Wow. I think we barely won that. But look at all the loot we got. All right, I want to put this in the key grinder. We got 1 key out of that. All right, it's a waste. Oh, I need to restart the fight. Okay, and then let's put another couple characters over here. They should easily be able to win this. Yeah, let's take a look. Oh yeah, they're destroying this. Okay, let's try the next location as a result of that. Can they beat this one? It's okay if Mushy dies. He revives himself. Alright, wave 2. 1 more revive, I think. He's gonna get slaughtered again, though. Oh, you know what we could do? Let's level him up a little bit. And let's have him... Oh, man, you know what I'll do? I'll do this. We'll have him revive even more. And we'll have... Every time he dies, he uses his ability now. So that was 140 DPS. It should be much higher now. Well, he's got to die. Now he's got more life. Did that break? I think that broke. Yeah, I think that broke. I think he's... Yeah, I know what's happening. Oh, man. I gotta fix this. Yeah. Hey, Nazgul. What framework am I using? Yeah, Godot. All right, I didn't look at the DPS for that. Let me just speed this up a little bit. Oh, I shouldn't do that because I'm actually testing the balance of this. We should try fighting the Yeti immediately, because if we can beat him, then we have a problem. But yeah, there's a bug with Mushy and dying. Okay. Yeah, DPS went up. Okay. I don't care much about that. Let's go take a look at this. Bug. Mushy with dying blow gets the animation, the dying animation cut off because of the change I made to accommodate the phoenixes reviving. All right, so I'll let these finish up this battle. Can they win it in 9 seconds? I don't think so. Well, the rogue died. Are they even going to win it at all? Oh god, no, they're not. They're gonna lose. Well, this probably means we can't go fight the Yeti, but let's go try it anyway. Unlock and fight Yeti. We're at 45 fish. Okay, take you guys out. Put you into the fishing pond. All right, how's this battle gonna go? Oh, I forgot about the freezing. Oh my god, I forgot about the freezing. Oh, what just happened? How'd they do like 1 billion damage at the end there? What did that? Give me a sec. That doesn't add up. What happened? $58. Those are normal damage numbers. 125. Like 1 million damage from the mage. And okay. It's like stupidly powerful. I can't tell if mental swiftness has a bug in this battle. How many lightning bolts do we see? 1 set. And that first set attacked for how much? 10 bolts. Just 10 bolts. They're doing how much each? 42? Is that what we're seeing there? 42? Yeah, 42. Oh, man. Hey, dig it. All right, well, let's start the battle that we were doing. I don't even know who we had. Probably those. Actually, not those. I think we had a healer in there. Gotta set up all these things again. Are they gonna die? I think they're gonna die. Yeah, they're probably gonna die. So we might need to try the Spirit Caller. And we... Yep, we're definitely gonna have to try the Spirit Caller. Alright, so let's take the Archer out. We already know this was able to win before. Let's put you both over here. And I'll let that run for a bit. I'm not going to pay too close attention to this. Although we will level somebody up in that battle. Maybe you. So we did 420 damage at once with the lightning bolts. That doesn't sound... It sounds like we did more than that. Oh, and Stalagmite came up. But Stalagmite would do separate damage. 146. This can't be right. Something's wrong here. Oh, I modified the value of someone else. What did I do? I changed like a regular Yeti monster? I did. Oh my god. Okay, well that makes sense. I thought I multiplied its life by 12. So this would have to be 12,000. And that's probably way too much. Anyway, are we winning some? Yeah, we've gotten a golden axe. We need the flavor text, of course. All right, so we're getting some stuff. The fishing pond should fill up pretty soon. Let's get some of these crops. Sell at least some potions. We don't actually really need to do that. Yeah, we eventually want more keys. And I want to level up probably special keys. Lots of loot should have drastically different item counts for normal mode, I think. Oh, nice. Okay, so now we can do this. So let's have them go get as many keys as possible. Golden axes are going in here. 140 gold. Nice. Nice, nice, nice. Getting money. Getting lots of money. Getting lots of fish, too. All right, let's put them in a battle over here. So now I think what we need to shift into is like breaking the game. That your town is just getting millions of items and you're selling them very quickly. Maybe you get even more customers. Oh, nice. Omni key. Yeah. All right, so I want auto purchasing to be on now. Where's auto purchasing? There it is. Oh, that took all my money. All right, well, I'll turn it on. We'll sell some of these things. There we go. It'll buy a treasure chest, yep, as soon as it has money. So now I have 1 gold left. We can almost open this one. They want blue potions. Are we getting too many fish? No. We're not. Also, we're getting a lot of loot. A lot. Okay, pretty cool, pretty cool. I like this. At this point in the game, once you get, what is it? Once you get auto opening, where is auto opening? Oh, there it is. Once you get this, you could just really sit back and do nothing. You could leave your computer for like 2 hours and you'll be super powerful when you get back. And then you'll beat the game. But if that's what you want to do, that's what you want to do. And what do I care? All right, we definitely need a new quest at this point in the game. In fact, I should almost cheat in another worker. We also need to get more loot than we're getting, which means probably hiring another adventurer and sending them to different locations. Like, we could send you there and send you there, and then level up these things, get more loot locations. And we need another 200 gold now. We get it so quickly. Oh, but we're auto-buying treasure chests. Alright, so they're going to dump these here. Yeah, customers move faster. I should upgrade that too. Very cool, though. Very, very cool. Alright, they're popping all the keys into here. I don't want to open that yet. Now we can level up our adventurers. Alright, let's get everyone to level 10. This is now much faster. Let's get that one. Let's get that. Yeah, wow. I'm almost maxed out on the pond again. I lost there. Come on. Okay, here's what we're going to do. We're going to level you up until you can get to, I think, at least 6. Let's send the archer there to get you that level up. Yeah, you'll kill all these things super fast. I might as well just spend another 53 gold on this. 100 total. I just need to earn 53. It's not going to give it to me. There we go. All right, level up Mushy. Now we can get this. Improves damage dealt by fungal spread. There's a chance to use it on another enemy. Where's that? Oh, this is it. Well, kind of. It's not really the chance. But yeah, so now if we send them into the pond, I wonder if they'll do a good job. If they kill one, do they just kill all of them? Yes. Yep. So now they're the ultimate fisher. Oh, I meant to send you into a different battle. So what's going on with treasure chests up here? I gotta open these still. Hey, Trackley. Alright, getting some loot there. Getting lots of loot there. So we could probably fight the Yeti boss now. I'm going to save and reload the game because I just expanded its life pool by 11,000. So now it has 12,000 life. I'm guessing this is too much. I'm guessing it's now probably almost impossible to win. So let's try a few different adventurers. In fact, you know what? Maybe you should be able to put in like 6 adventurers into this battle. That'd be kind of cool. I sort of want to do that. Yeah, I sort of want to do that. It would break the Spear Caller, though. Alright, anyway, unlock this and send in 4 adventurers and just see what they do. Oh, wait. Mushy is supposed to be the anti-Yeti for this fight. I forgot about that. They're the weakness. Because when they die, they just pop right back up to life. And they die again, and they come back. So it lets your other adventurers do a bunch of damage. Well, now he's dead for good. And now it's going to murder all of my other adventurers, right? Yeah. So we got him down to about half life here. That's not too bad. We could probably change the build a bit and get some more damage out of this. Let's level you up another couple times. All right, so that's not going to help. This is probably not going to do very much. This is going to be very important. That one and that one. So now let's repeat the battle. And they'll probably do better. They got him down to like 50% life last time. Yeah, there's a bug with the animation right now that I'm going to fix. How's the project going? Do you have a release date in mind? I'm hoping March. I don't know when, but in March at some point. That's when I want to release. Okay, while this is going better, this battle, we are getting it lower than 50%. It still relies on Mushy getting hit constantly. And he wasn't good enough. We need heavy hitters. Who were the heavy hitters that I said would actually work in this? The cleric, surprisingly? I guess we need to go hire the cleric. All right, well then let's hold off on this. But yeah, that's an interesting boss fight. I like that one. Let's open these up. Full release? Yeah, full release. No early access. All right, we need money. We need to get this as well. All right, you know what? This is feeling pretty good. I like this. I think we need some more perks. But we've got some perks already coded. I just need to add them to the game. Well, add them to this mode. Are the plans for the game after that to support it? It depends on how well it does. I hope it does well. And if it does well, I would probably support it for a bit. I don't know what I would do. The reason it's a full release is everything I had planned is pretty much going to be done. So if people are like, okay, I really like the game, I want there to be more, it'd be hard to like make it fit, I think. Okay, so I now have enough to level this character up some more. Is that what I wanted to do? I think I did, but I don't remember why. This doesn't really help. Close call is just kind of bad. I think we need to just buff this character. Yeah. All right. Let's try the Yeti fight again. I'm going to put my points into that. They're winning this fight very easily. I think I might have made it too easy to level up now. Wow, this is working surprisingly well. Good job, team. Okay, let's try the Yeti again. Can you beat it? Oh, right. I wanted to hire the cleric. That's what I wanted to do. There. And then let's open these. Oh, man. Nice. We're getting a lot of loot from those. All right. I haven't been paying attention, but what are they doing? They're dying. So now we're down to just Mushy and the archer. So the archer dies. Yeah, it's pretty much over. Okay, wait. It's just a cat versus nobody. All right, if I recall correctly, I think you can dodge this attack. So I think what we need to do is take some points out of this, put them into here, put that into there, take points out of these things, and just make you survive. And now I think we could probably make this work. No, wait. Healing doesn't help at all either. So we put all our points into this, and maybe this. No. This one. No, this one. Maybe, yeah, that. Okay, so we have all the dodging we can have. And Mushy. Yes, that's our party. All right, let's go try it out. The archer died immediately. Oh, man. I think the rogue can dodge, but they're just not doing a lot of damage because of the frozen debuff. I think that's where the cleric comes in. And I think the cleric's supposed to be really good in this battle. All right, but I need to level him up for that. So yeah, let's get the cleric leveled up. And then let's send you and you into the fishing pond. Will this even win? I think these characters are going to die. I have them set up for fighting the Yeti. And I think it's a very bad setup. Yes, it is. All right, let's fix that. All right, that alone should probably do a little bit better. Now level up the cleric. Okay, so we definitely need that. We need 2 more levels or 1 more. Okay, no, I need this skill. That's the one that's gonna let me do this. Hey, Molback, it's going well. I'm making some good progress. All right, I definitely want to try that out. Let's see, put this spell on. Oh, look at all those items. Nice. We're not really getting any items outside of that yet. Good, okay. Now send you into, I don't know, here? Can you win this? They probably can. I think once you get to a certain power level, you can kind of just destroy every earlier instance. Yeah, like they're not even really taking damage here. Zombie Legion needs to be nerfed. If I haven't written that down already, we are writing that down. Yeah. It's crazy overpowered. Crazy overpowered. Alright, I want to sell some potions. Because I want to level this stuff up. And this costs a lot. It might even need to cost more than it costs. Critical eat. We could use some more item displays over here. I can't get the money for this because it's going toward the treasure chests immediately. But now I think we're full up on treasure chests. Just waiting for someone to buy something. There we go. All right, I got 2 more displays there. We're not even displaying items there. I guess let's get the final ones. There. Yeah, we're not getting armors from this fight. Can they fight in the next location? I'd be pretty impressed. They might be able to because of how overpowered the Witch Doctor is. Yeah. Yeah, the Witch Doctor is OP. There's going to be a nerf incoming. This should not be happening. And all the zombies are healing themselves too, so they're not even dying. Huh. I almost wonder if instead of leeching life, it should decrease the power of the curse that they have on them. Also consider that vampiric bite should maybe just decrease the power of the zombie curse. I could see it working either way. So much loot. Oh my god. Yeah. This is a little bit crazy. And now we're getting enough money to just do whatever. So like, I guess this. I'm maxed out on fish again too. Yeah, this really took off. Alright, so let's turn that off for a bit. I want them to beat this area. And then I want to try the Yeti boss again. This is going to immediately put 2 more chests there. And then it's going to make the workers go put keys in these chests. Although I will do that for them. There we go. That'll power everybody up even further. So how much are they getting from this? 30 more power and 150 health? Yeah, this has got to be enough, right? I feel like it hardly took any time at all to get here, though. I have not configured this party at all. So we're just testing out whatever they have. Which might not be enough. Wait a second. They can't dodge. Yeah, they can't dodge. I cut that out. Oh, no. No, we let them dodge. I'm just not paying attention. Is the Yeti one-shotting stuff? Yeah, he immediately executes any enemies he attacks. Instantaneously kills any target he attacks and will attack again if killing a summoned creature. So we got him down to like 40-something% life. I don't think this is the party to do it though, and I think the cleric is the best, and we're about to prove that, maybe. So I'm going to put points into here. And there. Okay, so now what's the best party? Mushy for sure. I think the cleric. Then maybe the archer and spirit caller. I don't want fast attacks. No, I want the mage in there. All right, I think this is the party I want, but I want to change your skills a bit. No, mushies is fine. That's good. What else do we have? Cleric. Clerics is fine. Mage. Oh, maybe getting inspiration is actually better now. Interesting. A skill actually has a use in this case. And then who's the last one? Archer. Yeah, Archer. This is probably fine. Yeah, okay. All right, let's try this. This is my best bet at a party that's actually going to succeed. And then we'll send all the last characters into here to do something. I think the cleric's doing a ton of damage. Yeah, they're doing like 400 per hit. It's actually 400 per heal. Yeah, their regeneration for 36 is doing 200 damage. They're very close to winning. So I think the cleric is actually the secret here, and I don't think anyone's going to discover that. Yeah, there's some animation bugs, so that the mushroom wasn't actually alive there. But that got him the lowest that we've seen so far. So if we just power you up a little bit more, now we're going to win for sure, right? Yeah, this has got to be a guarantee. Okay, let's try it. So now the cleric does double damage. Yeah, so doing 900 per hit. Are they DPS, not a healer? So I'll show you their abilities in a second. But they have the ability to do damage based on their healing. Yeah, so they're about to win. Okay, interesting. And that does it. I think I swung the axe too far in the other direction. All right, so stop the stopwatch. That took 26 minutes, but there was some experimentation there for a bit. Where did I write this down? Yeah, here. So 25 minutes to go from the Phoenix already beaten to beating the Yeti. The cleric was the key. Yeah, so here are the cleric's abilities, and it's this one that is making them do so much damage. Healing causes 140% of the healing to be dealt as damage to an enemy, and then overhealing converts an additional 140%. So that's their base, and then they have a heal ability. And then they have other things like this one that says when you cast heal on an ally, you also heal yourself for that amount. So now they're doubling the amount of healing, which doubles the amount of damage they do. And then they have this, which says they can't be targeted by the enemy until there's no one else alive. So they're guaranteed to overheal pretty much everyone in the party. And then pretty much any other thing that you get is also going to help. But this one is what increased the damage to 140% for this ability. So yeah, they're just very powerful. In this specific case, at least. Although maybe in every case, I don't know. Maybe they can just go fight wherever they want now. This battle is just going to be against 2 bats, and we'll win instantaneously. Yeah, because I did not balance this fight yet. So yeah, cleric's overpowered. Everyone's overpowered. That's what you want. Yeah. Whew. I think the ability order should probably change. And I think I lowered the sludge cost too much. There's just a period of time before level 10 that leveling up is too hard. What level did I get those characters to? Where's my save file? Level 12, level 10. Maybe level 8 plus can still be a bit slower. Excuse me. Not sure if I can ask this, but if the game is a flop, back to Google. I don't think so. So the budget for this game has been $500. Now, granted, that's not counting paying anybody. That's going to be done based on the revenue of the game. So the amount out of pocket was 500. Botlands, I have never shared the exact amount, but it was more expensive than that. So at least in terms of hit to savings, it is not, the game is not causing the hit to savings. It's the opportunity cost of not working at a place like Google, pretty much. So I think what I'd probably do, if Skeleseller is an abject failure, I'd probably try one more game, but I'd probably also severely doubt myself at that point that like my process isn't working for making good games if that happens. And then if that game also fails, I don't know what I would do. Because again, I think the doubt would stack up. What made Botland more expensive? So the bulk of the cost, and again, I'm not going to share exact numbers here, but like a lot of the cost went to our UX designer, and then a lot of the rest of it went to paying artists as they made the work. So there was no contingent revenue for that. It was like there was just an hourly rate for the artists. If the game made, $10 billion, they wouldn't get anything extra. I mean, I probably would have given them extra money just for saying, wow, we made such an amazing game. But like the contract didn't stipulate that they would. And then the other costs were like infrastructure costs. This was kind of minor compared to everything else. And I think that was pretty much it. There were some marketing costs in there too. But yeah, I think the bulk of it was art and UX. I think we're in pretty good shape for Skeleseller. And I think, yeah, I keep saying there's an upcoming test of whether that's correct. And up until now, it had been, is the demo doing well? Is the demo doing well? I think the demo's doing fine. So I don't think the demo's a problem, although that will be changing. We have 2 hours of content. We're going to need to bump it down to half an hour of content. And that could make it less appealing. Maybe half an hour isn't long enough for people to like it, so the wish list rate drops or something. But story mode in general, and then bone mode. So we have like 3 different things that all need to work well. And I want the pacing to be good for story mode, and that's what we're starting to test now. But I'm testing with the knowledge that I have, with having played the game a bunch of times. A new player might play the same thing and say, wow, the pacing is terrible. Like, I don't know what I'm supposed to do. I hit a wall. How do you get over this wall? So at any given point, you could just keep leveling up, and you will eventually surpass any difficulty the game has to offer. But maybe not on the Yeti. That might be a little bit tough. What will be your metrics to determine if this is a success? Do you have personal targets in mind? So in general, I think anything probably less than like 100K is it's a business failure. That's my opinion on this. And part of it, as people have mentioned, and for those who don't know, before this I worked at Google. I'm not comparing every job in the future to what I made at Google, but the funny thing about working at a company like this is you have a salary. So you could basically just take your salary, divide by 365, and every single day of the year, whether you work or not, you get that much money. And it's basically guaranteed. I know that there are more layoffs in the industry and everything, but I wanted to get laid off toward the end. I wasn't tanking my work effort or anything, but like I wanted to get laid off. I wasn't going to get laid off. And then layoffs started picking up after that a little bit, but it was, here and there. Anyway, so this is sort of the comparison point. And this amount of money compared to working at a company, by the way, this is over the course of, it will have been 2 years by the time we launch. 2 years of work, it will involve multiple people. Just to pay the people what I think we deserve would probably cost about like $20,000. And that doesn't mean that the game makes 20,000. That means the game needs to make like 40,000, because then Steam takes a cut and taxes. So if you make $1 on Steam, it's probably that you're seeing 50 cents in your pocket. That's, I mean, roughly, I'm approximating here, but yeah, you get 70 cents after they take their cut, and then taxes will probably take out another, 20% or something. So yeah, so probably the game needs to make 40K for other people who worked on the project to be happy. And then a lot more for me to be happy. I don't know how feasible that is. 100K in sales or profit. Again, I'm just kind of estimating things, so I'm not being very specific. I think the point is it can't just sell, like 100 copies and I'll be like, oh yeah, I'm happy about that. It does need to make some amount of money. I'll be happy from a point of view of if those people enjoy the game. Like, it's nice to just bring joy to people's lives. But yeah, so like the stats we have on the demo right now, I think, yeah, we're at 61 reviews. If the final game page showed this, 61 reviews would mean that enough people bought the game. It'd probably mean like, I don't know, maybe it'd mean like 1,800 sales. So 1,800 sales times the $15 we'd get would be like 27,000 in revenue. I think that would still not be great. Hey, Woodgut, how many people? How many people what? How many people worked on it, you mean? I'm not sure what you're asking, but if you were asking that, there's the credits page. What was the other thing I was going to share about this? Oh yeah, the wish list stuff. So I haven't looked at this in a long time. I just stopped tracking it, but it's 9272 on. That's been almost a month. So in the last month, we've gotten less than 100 wish list. Actually, it's probably just been that there have been a lot of deletions in the last month. How many people removed it from their list? 99 people removed it from their list. Yeah. Yeah, and this stuff's bound to happen. So we're under 10,000 wish lists. That's not great. And of these people, how many convert in the first week? It's maybe like 10%. So you could expect about 1,000 sales maybe. I don't even, 10% might be generous. But I'll do some more marketing. I want to pick some things up again. We haven't seen a new Skeleseller video on YouTube in a very long time. If you look at recently uploaded, it's all just me. And if you look in the last month, it was maybe like 2 other people. Idle Prince did a video, Monkey Chow did a video, and Plum Yeti did a video. These are all on the bone mode version of the game. So I gave them the playtest. So no one's really covered the demo in a while. Except for, who is it? Leo on Twitch. Leo played the demo again. And I watched that video. How many people have you included to work on Scala-Cellar? Yeah, so I would say that it is like sort of 3 main people and then 1 sort of extra person. This was on the publishing side of things. I mean, they're named in the list. It's Ski. And it's just, it's not like Ski did a bad job or something. It's just, I was more looking to consult with Ski on some stuff. So like we've talked for a couple hours over the course of the project maybe. And that's not a huge input to a project. So it's, you know, that's going to be factored in for payment stuff too. Oh, I don't think Ski would even expect payment. Yeah, so things are going well. I'm crossing my fingers for a good release and everything. If we were going to launch March 18th, we would have 4 months. 4 months should be enough time to tackle the rest of this roadmap. But one of the things that I think is a bigger priority than I thought originally is controller support. Valve announced 3 new pieces of hardware. 1 is literally a controller. 2 is a Steam computer that you would expect to play with a controller for most people. You can connect a mouse and keyboard, but I suspect most people will plug it into their TV and then use a controller to play. And then there's the VR thing. That doesn't really impact this. But for that, you'd have a controller too. So anyway, I think controller support is going to be more important. And they already had the Steam Deck. So yeah, we got to finish content. That's what we're working on. I want to get most of this stuff done by the end of this week. At least all the enemies and everything. And I think this is going pretty well. Really, I do. I think we'll be able to get this done by the end of the week. Localization I'm doing on my off time. Finishing bone mode shouldn't actually be hopefully too much content. Yeah, stabilize and fix bugs is going to be a lot of it. Make a new trailer, controller support. Yeah. Is it a big thing for a game design to play with mouse and keyboard? As in a big task to do? It's probably going to be a little bit difficult because we need to come up with paradigms that make sense for this game. And one of the big problems with this is a lot of it is based on you using the mouse to pick up certain items. So if we have a bunch of items on the ground, like how do you pick this one up? Well, you just point at it and click. But now if you have a controller, you could have a controller move a cursor. That would work, but it's probably not great. Or you could have it like put a little box selector, and when you press right or left, it tries to pick the next item that you might want. And then once you do pick it up, we already have these quick destinations for things. So you could just press a button to send it to the shop. Maybe you press X and it sends it to the shop. Maybe you press Y and it sends it to the garbage slime or something. So that would be easy enough to do once you have the item. But to be able to like, yeah, to just be able to do everything well would be a little tough. Same thing with adding skill points or removing them. It's like if we get a little box selector and you press right or left and you move between these, it can work. We just, yeah, we gotta be careful where we show tooltips. We gotta, yeah, there's a lot we gotta do. Hopefully you can just use the haptic pads and get mouse input. We could do that, yeah, but I'd like to get this working for even traditional controllers. Is a big thing. Oh, as in like, is it a high priority? I think it's pretty high priority. I think there's a certain group of people that you need to consider based on your game. So our target audience is like people who want to shut their brains off. And I think that generally means that, hey, you might pick this up on a Steam Deck, for example, and be like, oh, time to lay back and play some Scala-Cellar. And the Steam Deck has, obviously, the controller support built in. It's part of the Steam Deck. So I think we need to do it. But I will say this. If we can do it well, it doesn't hurt. I think this just adds to our addressable market. So if you had whatever, let's say 1,000 total gamers would have played this with mouse and keyboard, and I'm making up numbers here, then maybe the controller gamers add like 250 more controller players. Again, just making up numbers for the sake of this, but it's like, hey, if you want plus 25% to sales for just coding a feature, that's probably way easier than marketing for 25% extra time. Okay. Have I filled this in yet? No. Okay, so continued balancing content. It's going pretty well. I think we'll need to add more perks to keep the interest up in the general town. We'd also need a tip about the next town hall level, in case you don't get it. If we add another town hall level, we'll definitely need a tip or two to tell players about this. It should also show in the buildings menu. Thank you, Woodgut. Thank you for the sub. Loving the progress so far. You've always been a big inspiration. Yeah, thank you. I'm happy to share this journey, and I'm happy to be on the journey. And those are two different things, but I think they're both important if I'm going to be streaming. It's been nice to see this game evolve. And for those who haven't ever looked at this, I'll do this for you right now. But if we just go back and look at any random day here. So let's click day number 43.5. And we just go to whatever point we show Skeleseller. Like, this is what the game looked like back then. We had these were the battle windows at the bottom right here. There was no delineation between the two windows. You couldn't move these around. You couldn't undock them. This is what the map looked like. There was a bridge over water that just had grass and stone here. This doesn't look like it fits. Build Guild is written in some like boring font that's just white. You can see the end of the battle screen used a bunch of just built-in Godot buttons. This is day 43, and if you looked at this game and you thought, man, this guy's got a ton of work until he can launch this, you'd be correct. But this is what everyone's game kind of looks like at some stage. And maybe they use better art at the beginning or something like that, or they try to focus on the UI first, so it does look a little more polished at first, but then it's like, okay, well, maybe the gameplay's lacking. It's like, it's just a lot to do this stuff. Yeah, and this is apparently all I did for that day is just focus on whatever, this maybe resizing the window or something. Yeah, fixing resolution issues. 23 minutes just to add a title and get a button and a button. Yeah, so it's been cool to do all this. It's also been a ton of hours. Every VOD, I think, is on YouTube. So we could figure out all the number of stream hours. I don't know a quick way to do that. YouTube playlist, get total duration. Can you see that somewhere? Go to YT Explore and enter. What? YT Explore. And then where's the playlist? There. What does this do? Analyzing. This may take 9 seconds. That's hilarious. All right, total duration. So it's been 1,500 hours of stream time devoted to... Wait, what? Did I accidentally add... Oh, hold on a second. I think I added someone else's video to my playlist. Where is that? That's weird. I know why this would have happened, but I don't see the video here. Hang on a second. I want to find this. How do we do this? Because, yeah, Missy Spooks had made a video on Skeleseller. But if I added it to this playlist, then I messed something up. And I don't see it here anyway. I guess what we can do is we can search Missy Spooks Skeleseller. There it is, 4 months ago. All right, so let's go into the 4 months ago region. This is maybe why this is hard to find. There it is. Yeah, I added this wrong playlist. Okay, let's go find that video and make sure this is on the correct playlist. Save to Skeleseller videos from other people. There we go. Okay, so not quite 1,500 hours then. 1,400 and a half, or 1,499 and a half. I'm glad I looked at this because I didn't even realize there was an incorrect video there. Feels like development's picked up compared to the first year. Yeah, part of the reason for that is that in the first year I was just doing, I think, Monday, Wednesday, Friday on stream. And then I would leave Tuesdays and Thursdays were supposed to be for like YouTube or any off-stream work. Since then, I've added in Tuesday and Thursday mornings. So it's like adding a whole other day. I like that you don't look burnt out 200 days of work later. Yeah, I think it's because of the tenets that I have. Number one tenet for all of this is sustainability. This entire thing is about the journey. If I'm pushing too hard, I'll burn out. And I'm not doing anyone any favors. If it doesn't seem sustainable, I need to make adjustments. This is what is underpinning this entire endeavor. Because, you know, so few of the things I talk about on stream are new. So I should stop prefacing them with, I've said this a bunch of times before. But when you think about a career that you want to do yourself, so not something you're forced to do, but something you want to do. So let's say it's a game dev career you want to switch to. And you think, okay, how many games do I want to make? And maybe you've got like 1 to 3 games you want to make. Maybe you've got, I don't know, 2 to 5 or something. But most people don't want to make like 50 games in their life. They want to make a few that they've got ideas for. And if you have each one of those games take you 5 years, at the high end of this, it would take you 25 years total. That's less than what a career generally works out to be. So it's like, well, what are you doing for the rest of the time? Which is why this is the very first thing here, sustainability. Like, even if I spent a very long time polishing Skeleseller, making it as good as it can be, I might take another year doing it. And then I'll start the next game and work on that in maybe 5 years. And now I would be 8 years older than when I started. Am I done working for the rest of my life? No. So I want to make sure I'm having fun doing this stuff. How does your wife support you in this journey? Is she in programming or related industry as well? I haven't shared what she does for work, and she's asked me not to, so I won't be sharing that. But I think support is in a few different things. And I think the first tier of support that I expect and am getting is just sort of approval of the endeavor. And what this boils down to is a couple of things. Like, is what I'm doing a good plan? And are you okay with me working on this for like X time? And this has been a little bit kind of interesting between the two of us, because for Botland, I think had Botland paid off, hindsight is 2020. I think my wife and I both would have been like, wow, that was a great move. Let's do more of that. But Botland did not pay off, and it took longer than I thought. And it ended around the time of the pandemic when things got really weird in the world. And it led to me working at Google again. And so it did take some time for my wife to be on board again with me, like, hey, I'm gonna do game dev again. And I've been keeping her in the loop at any given point about, here's what I'm doing differently from Botland. Here's are the things that I've learned. And I've also been focused on what like unbiased metrics exist out there. Not just people saying, yeah, the game is fun, but like, how does the game spread? Who's covering it? How long are they playing it for? I was really hoping it was just a great base you built, made development accelerate. I think there's some of that. Like, it's now easier to add certain features to the game than it would have been originally. I think when you're first making something, that what you're fighting is you don't have a precedent for doing something. So let's say you want to show a notification in the game. Okay, let's make a notification box component, and then let's get events to funnel over to that notification box component. Like, okay, now you have the fixture that you can use in the future. But even when you're making something, like you're building on top of that, the new struggle that comes up is, when do I refactor something? Like, what requirements have changed that cause me to want to recode this? Or what assumptions are now, they've collapsed into a singularity that you can base a decision on, as opposed to ahead of time when you're predicting what might happen. So in both cases, I mean, they can slow you down, but you could always just ignore refactoring for some time. Anyway, I've been rambling for a bit. I think I'm gonna get going. I try to only stream in the mornings on Tuesday and Thursday. I'll probably off stream do localization work, because I don't think we're pushing so hard for the content stuff to get done. So I'll go find someone to raid. What are the biggest things you need to adjust to from Botland experience? I think the absolute biggest things were validate your product. Validate with your users and validate with the market. And I think this is perhaps one of the most important things. And it generally means just enter the feedback loop early and try to filter out like unhelpful feedback. And unhelpful doesn't necessarily mean bad. It could be, this game is the best I've ever played, coming from your biggest fan. This doesn't mean a lot. Like, people want to support you, so they're generally going to more positively report their experience than what their reality was. And you've got to be careful not to fall into that trap, because if you feel validated about a product that won't work and then the market doesn't validate you, it's not about feelings at that point. It's just about raw numbers. It's like if you're looking for a certain amount of sales and 100 people said, oh, your game is amazing, but they didn't really feel that way, well, then it comes out and now you will not have another bunch of sales. So yeah, I think these are the biggest things I learned. It's just product market fit. Are you making something that's good? Are you making something that people want? And there's a certain amount of timing to it as well that I think is maybe semi-partially luck. So I'm hoping idle games are still fun for people next year. All right, let's go raid somebody. I'm gonna raid Worka. Okay, thank you all for watching. I will be back tomorrow. It'll be a full day of streaming. Hope you have a good one. Bye all.